Okay, thank you very much. We have started, and I would like to welcome you. Today is Dixon, His Excellency, and Chelsea, and Michael, Collins, Abdullah. I hope I got the name. Jawa, and then Smith, Samuel, Seppi, and Emmanuel Obi. Who is Seppi? Sippy, and then okay. So we are going to kickstart the class today with this basic controversial concept called abundant mentality or abundance mentality, depending on the way you want to call it, and scarcity mentality. How do we relate it with the concept of peace in a society? Abundance mentality and scarcity mentality. Argument. By the way, tell us what you understand to be abundance mentality and the scarcity mentality.
Okay, in my view, in my opinion, scarcity mentality is the mentality of I don't have enough. And it's also the mentality of if he gets a lot more, that means indirectly I will get a lot less. It's a scarcity mentality. While abundance mentality is there's enough for everybody. There's enough resources, there's enough money in the world for everybody to have. While scarcity mentality is the opposite. It's not enough for everybody. Therefore, if he gets more, directly that translates to me getting less. Now, in the context of peace, I think scarcity mentality can lead to conflict. Because if Michael is getting 60%, then in my view, I'm getting 40%. That will create animosity between the two of us. While abundance mentality can create harmony. It can lead a community to grow. For example, I will use Rwanda as an example, as a case study. When Rwanda had the genocide, after 1994, the Rwandese government adopted an abundance mentality that all this is our land, there's enough for everybody, so we can all grow together. And currently, Rwanda is growing because of the abundance mentality. Yes.
Are you from Rwanda?
No, I'm not from Rwanda. I'm not from Rwanda. But Rwanda is in our economic bloc, in Eastern and Central African bloc. Yes.
Wonderful. Wonderfully applied. So, let's continue. Okay. In the context of peace, in the context of governance, how can you relate that concept, abundance mentality and scarcity mentality, even in the society, even in this classroom? Okay, Smith.
Okay, thank you, sir. In my own point of view, abundance is already like enough. I have enough. Okay, so scarcity is little. If you, for example, if you look at Africa and look at the Western world, the Western people, they have abundant mentality. African, we have scarcity mentality. Yes, because the reason I'm saying that if you look at Africa, we are the basket for the whole world. We have almost everything. But the way we see things is far from the white people. That's why we always fight each other in Africa, because we have that low mentality. If you look at in the Western world, they see beyond. Everybody should get. Everybody should have. You see, so that's my point of view on abundance and scarcity.
Actually, if you are into administration, you will even get more facts, and you will get frustrated all the more if you're into administration. What I mean that if you're in a position where you encounter different nationalities, experience is unimaginable. And sometimes I just look, I feel like crying, especially since I found myself in this kind of lecturing position and also administrative position in this particular university. Oh my God. When you see an average Westerner, when you are dealing with him or her, and then Asian, I think Asians and Africans are the same. I think we share a lot in common. As a matter of fact, that is why I guess most of us are in Asia and feel comfortable, because we are almost the same in whichever way you can imagine. So it's just like the South and North, as they qualified them and separated them in terms of political calculation. Sometimes I keep wondering, can we ever meet up as Africans or as Asians, even though some part of Asians are also coming up very fast? But then can we ever meet up as Africans? Is it possible? How can it be possible when all of us here, which kind of mentality do we operate with? And how possible would that be? Especially when it has to do with administrative issues. And sometimes I tend to wonder, how come that our leaders that may have graduated in the Western world, when they come back to Africa, I tend to wonder why. Does it mean they don't see this BTS all over the place and all over? They don't also see the banking system. They don't also see educational system. They don't also see transportation system as well. I don't know. I don't know the mentality that governs us. Asian, partly Middle East, and then separated us from the Western world. I don't know why. So I'm just trying to say that maybe you are getting surprised at this level. I wonder what will be if you're in an administrative level. Yeah, even when you are into administration, you want to assist. As an African, you meet a fellow African, you want to assist. You may end up crying if you're not careful. Or you may end up betrayed or even be sacked if you are not systemically careful. But that is exactly what I'm thinking, maybe coming from that your point of view of a scarcity mentality. And then how? Because I don't think Africans and Asians are like that before. I don't think. What happened? Is it because of independence or because of colonization? Because I don't think, frankly speaking, in African, pre-colonial African culture and African worldview, majority of them tend to be abundance mentality. You work hard, you get something. Either you're a lazy person or you are hardworking person. And how are you hardworking? Probably some part of Africa, how many cows? And some part of Africa, how many barns and how many yam, especially in Igbo traditional setting. Of course, as humans, there will always be scarcity mentality, but the problem is when it is hovering around everybody, every majority of the tribe. That is the issue. So I may likely agree with you when you nationalized it, but I do hope that we'll have a way forward, starting from all of us here, and then starting from some of us are doing peace and governance, and starting from our department. So thank you for your contribution. So we keep moving on. I need more contribution. Scarcity mentality and abundance mentality. How can we handle it in our system, in our culture, and then in this global calculation? Okay, Stephen,
So, hello? Off. Huh? Is it working? Okay. Let me do example with abandon myself, abandon mentality and the scarcity mentality. In our country, we have two government.
Which country?
Myanmar.
Myanmar, okay.
Military government and the people government. They always thinking about fighting each other. That the short-term problem solving. They don't think about the long-term problem solving. I mean the diplomatic way, or they trust each other, or they negotiate. They never do. If military government took their power and their power, other side jealousy. The people government took their power, the military government jealousy. They always solving like this. They don't think about their any long-term solution. They never think about. So that's my how can I understand about the scarcity mentality.
Okay. So what is your position then?
Sorry?
What is your point?
Okay. My point about the scarcity mentality is like this. For the abandoned mentality, okay, if they trust each other, they have a lot of way to solving problem. They have a lot of way, and then they can doing gather together to develop our country, but they don't think about the abandoned mentality. They always scarcity mentality. You understand what I want to say, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, next. Yeah, Emmanuel Obi.
Okay. When I talk about scarcity and abundant mentality, I think it's a political and a psychological framework that influences the leaders and the people.
Pardon?
I said I think it's a psychological and political framework that influences the leaders and the people. Now, when we talk about scarcity mentality, I want to employ the theory of Karl Marx of governance. Who gets what?
You seem to love this Karl Marx theory.
Yeah, because he tries to condemn class. And if you look around the world, what kills is class and struggle for power. And when Kamal started this theory, he said, who gets what, when, and how to survive in life. And when you look about this scarcity, you find out it's about struggle for power. Now, why do I say so?
Is it only about struggling for power in terms of scarcity mentality?
Not only that, because it has link with governance and
scarcity mentality, does it really concentrate on government?
Yes, I'm coming.
Coming to from where?
Let me finish up. Why I said it's a struggle for power is that when you talk about scarcity of power, a scarcity of scarcity mentality, it's based on the belief system of people. You know, the belief of people, the resources, the opportunity, the limited of it. When there is a limit, you know, the leaders, this goes straight to the leaders first. Because
why should you go to the leaders?
Yes,
the issue of scarcity mentality and abundance mentality.
Okay.
Because it could be someone from US, it could be someone from Europe, it could be someone from the best of countries you can imagine in the world, but still, he or she has a scarcity mentality. Don't forget, he may be a rich person, he might be affluent, from an affluent family, yet he has a scarcity mentality.
Yeah, before someone have the concept of that scarcity mentality, it comes from angle because according to Aristotle, he stated, no one speaks from nowhere. You must be coming from one angle. So when this scarcity mindset, it comes from the leaders. Why do I say so? When we talk about governance, there is authoritarian. Some leaders possesses power to control the resources. They don't want to share. They don't want to allocate power because they don't want the powers to go straight to the grassroots
Yeah,
level.
you are very correct, but don't remember that this concept, scarcity mentality,
Yeah.
is more than what area you are targeting it to be.
Yeah. There is. I want to touch different areas. Then I come to the dot
Today?
because if you talk about this, this scarcity now, the perception of people is the limited
It's a
resources.
mindset.
The mindset.
It's a mindset.
The resources are not there. There is no availability of power.
But don't
there is
always,
no opportunity.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You are very correct in your approach, but I'm getting to think you are limiting it to a particular area.
Yes, because that is the box that connects those dots. If the leaders are doing well, if the leaders makes a provision availability of resources, if leaders provide the citizens with the basic necessities of what they want in life, I don't think no one will have a perception
but there are so many countries
that I don't
that
have.
leaders have provided those things, but you still see people with scarcity mentality.
Okay, there is something that is happening in African country. Is there any African country, because I don't know, that practices, African country that practice confederal system of government?
Are you asking us or you are
No.
us?
I just want to seek opinion. Yes, because after the colonialism, within the scope of my studies, haven't heard that there is a country in Africa practicing confederal.
Why do you say so? And
Now,
why should they practice it? And why
yes.
shouldn't practice it? Is
Now,
it because scarcity mentality or what?
Okay, when we talk about this confederation, because if we practice confederal system, the provisions for resources of the people
By the way,
will get to the
Emmanuel
grassroots
is a
level.
student of political science. Yeah. He graduated from political science and currently doing master's degree in the same political science field. Even though we tag our name at peace studies and diplomacy, but look at it, it's still international relations and political science. Okay, continue. So that you understand the angle is coming from, why most of you here are from business administration or other areas. So let's say that he is in his own field. But at the same time, let's listen to him and know where he's leading us with this simple answer about scarcity mentality and abundance mentality. Okay, go on.
Okay, now if you look at US, who practice this confederation, there is a division of power. You understand? And every territorial bound has their jurisdiction. You can't interfere with, let me say the example now, the governor of California interfering to the governor of Texas. It doesn't happen. There is a jurisdiction. You must act within your angle. So if we practice confederal,
What do you mean by
Africa,
who is stopping you from practicing that?
Now, there is the principles of colonialism. And this principle, these people left us with this principle. And we maintain
they are no
this
longer
structure.
there. Why are we not making a change?
Because they have inculcated the perception that this principle is the best and should remain the same for their own detriment, not even for our own benefit. And this is why we keep on struggling, because those principles, you cannot remove it without the direct authority from them.
Okay, understood. But how about you as a person? How about me as a person? How can you situate scarcity mentality and abundance mentality in our personal relationship, in our friendship, in our dealings with one another? Even in this classroom, even in the whatever we do.
Now, when I bring it to individualism, if we have a West here, okay, let's say we have Africans, we have Asian, we have West, for example, and you look at the West, you look at Asia, you look at Africa, we are quite different, both
Why?
in reasoning, because
Why?
the scarcity mentality, this mindset affects our reasoning.
Why do you allow it to affect your reasoning?
Yes.
On individual base.
Yes, because when you don't have something and you don't know how to provide it and you don't know what to do about it, it will affect your
What don't you
psyche.
have? What don't you think you don't have?
Okay.
Okay. We need to give you the mic so that you ask him the question.
How will be the next question?
I think everyone needs to understand first your mentality, and then now you tell us why you think that it cannot be us as individuals have been, our minds have been colonized, in using your words, to think like that. Because you said if you put a West here, an African here, and an Asian there,
Yeah.
it's very different from how we are thinking because of where we are coming from.
Yeah.
So that is why I'm trying to ask, what is your mentality first and foremost? Is it scarcity or abundance?
Okay. When I want you to flash back to your country and see if the situation is well or not.
No, but my question is, what is your
Why
mentality?
I ask you is this, because in West there is adequate provision availability for them there. Everything is there for them.
Yeah.
When in Africa we lag so behind.
Yes.
And you can't treat the infrastructure without looking at the base. Because the base determines the infrastructure.
Does that mean you have a
And
scarcity
it
mentality?
affects.
But then, because we are human,
Yes.
Yeah.
because we are human,
Yeah.
we are mature. How do we handle it? And then because knowing fully well that, do you agree that scarcity mentality is not the correct way?
It's not what?
Scarcity mentality, is it the right way? Is it the right approach to life?
No, because
Okay, then if it is no,
limit peace.
you're giving us this lecture now.
Yeah.
What one do you approve? Is it scarcity or abundance? And at the same time, which one do you think you operate without even blaming anybody?
Without blaming anybody.
Yes.
Now, this scarcity mentality and abundant mentality, if you look at the approach of abundant mentality, you will see that there is empowerment.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? You will see that there is inclusiveness.
Correct.
And when someone starts lacking behind, both in government and in all ramification, there will be psychological effect.
Mm-hmm.
So,
which is general to everybody, every human.
So, as human, we are having known your background. That's why we come here to study and seek knowledge on how to put in place things that are not well.
You cannot put things in place if you're in your country. Is that what you're saying?
Well, not that we cannot put it in place if I'm in a country, but seeking a universal knowledge, I think that is best. Because
what's the best, being here or being in your country?
Not being here, because I've come to Thailand. Yes,
I've come to Thailand. But when you're ready, listening to you, you sound very intelligent. Was it this place that gave it to you? Or
now there is what we call theoretical part of study and practical aspect of it. Now, having been there studying and everything, I come here and I see the reality. I see many things that the political actors who have been using our money, traveling all the world, haven't done to the country. That is the essence of here. I think that there is a train station that connects the whole city.
Agree that our politicians are doing it wrongly. Can we bring it down? Myself, yourself, how do we juxtapose? How do we handle? How do we attend to this mentality? Because if politicians are not doing well, they have done badly, right? Okay, now I am now coming up with my own, will I use Christian word, God-given mentality that I am more than what you are trying to make me to be. So I tried, personally, I tried my best to cook myself, to empower myself, to uplift myself despite the mess, presumably, the mess I may have coming from. So that's what I'm asking currently. How do we handle it? That is the issue. Because the premise you are giving, for me, you are correct. But then, how do we practically at this stage, at this level, attend to it? Because I may be relating with you as a friend. I may be scared. I may have issue with you. You may be relating with me as a friend. Yeah, you may be scared and have so many issues with me. And then those issues, are they from abundance mentality or scarcity mentality? Which I understood you very clearly when you try to link it to background, of course, and wherever we are coming from. But when you go further, you might also discover that even the people you are calling or type people or wherever, their own scarcity mentality is unimaginable. So we are talking about scarcity mentality as a human issue, even though we can still position it individually. But let's begin from deductive position to inductive then. However, if you are starting from inductive, you just give us reason, you are starting from inductive. That is the main point here. Because it's not that we are looking for a perfect governance. We're not looking for perfect peace in the world. But then, all of us here, let me limit it. How do you think we can handle the issue of scarcity mentality and abundance mentality? Because it affects all of us too. It affects me from my work. Because if I encounter anybody here with scarcity mentality, no matter how I try to help the person, no matter how I try to assist the person, no, because of this mentality, not because I've not done my job, not because I've not done well. The same thing applies to you if I am operating on scarcity mentality. Probably, no matter how you have shown me respect in my office, I'm not getting it. So you may be correct if you link it to leadership, but at the same time, it is more than that. Hello, sir.
Yeah, I'm internalizing what you're saying. Okay, when you talk about individualism in terms of a scarcity mentality. Now, there is what psychology does in people's life, and if you are not careful, at some point you meet someone who is worried, who is being affected by this concept, scarcity mentality, and you were not able to handle this case properly. You are not smart enough to, to properly scrutinize the concept of this particular human being that leads
Is
this
he a
person
kid
to
or a
act.
mature person?
What?
Is that person a kid or reasonable or
No, a
mature
reasonable
person?
human being.
Okay.
I'm not talking about
And he's
kids.
reasonable enough to handle other things. I'm giving me assignment to keep handling him.
No, because as a
Because
psychologist,
maturity
yeah,
expects a lot of things.
yeah,
Integrated personhood expects a lot of things. So when you are trying to analyze it,
yeah.
also analyze it that mature people are mature people and should take responsibility of certain things. Instead of, for example, as I am now, I can't be blaming my mom, I can't be blaming my father, I can't be blaming my family and the entire country for what at this stage in my life. When I am on my bed sleeping till 9 a.m. and I woke up a lazy person, or when I have my phone, instead of seeking for information, I am in Facebook or Instagram, social media, doing all sorts of things instead of creativity, instead of creating things. And tomorrow I will now come and say, hey, because it's my mom, or because it's my dad, or because it's my government. Come on. Even myself in this country, I always use as an example. And all of you are here listening to me, sitting here listening to me, because I found myself, not because I was praying, but because I came to this country, I saw what is happening, I conquered in my own way. It is not that it's that easy. Don't forget, in this country, when I entered here to get a job, they say native speakers, Africans, please don't waste your time. This is job description in this country when I started. Native speaker, they list the native speakers they will give the job, and they will say, African, please don't waste your time. The thing pained me so much. And this is the country I came and I entered and I found myself in. And you go for a job interview, you are treated in an extraordinary negative way by some people, not necessarily. This kind of behavior does not represent the country, but you still meet people who do that, misrepresenting the country with this kind of behavior. But it's still the same country I came. I found myself. That's why you are listening to me here. And that's why I found the job to the point that you are listening to me now, calling me doctor, calling me prof, because in my own view, I'm not a saint, don't get me wrong. But I never lived in that psychological mentality of a blame game. That is the point. And it doesn't mean either that I don't have scarcity mentality. I may have it in another area, in another aspect of my life, but not necessarily in coming to this country and then no job, no money, and then I fought for it. I went in for it without a help from anybody. That is the point. I didn't even go to Nigerian embassy to cry, oh, I'm looking for a job, or Nigerian embassy to give me this. No. I just came and I found myself here and I decided as a person, come, look, I have to move on from here. And I did. What I'm actually battling today is people with scarcity mentality surrounding me, trying to bring me down from what I have achieved. So I have to struggle for it. So what you're saying, I'm not saying that you don't have a point. You have a very strong point there, but I just want you to convince us here how individual issues like scarcity mentality, that leaders should be held responsible all the time.
There is what I want to say. There is a reference I want to make now. Now, when we talk about
okay, make a reference so that we need.
Okay.
If
you go back to Nigeria, I want us to flash back. We have youths that were producing, will I say producing or being creative to manufacture things that can be useful to the society. Whereas there is no encouragement that is coming from the government.
Why should you keep?
Now there is a view that was to where a youth.
Why should you keep encouragement to live out your God-given talent?
Yes, because there is a limited resources. And who limited these resources are the government.
Move on. We are understanding ourselves there.
If we go to China, many kids made provisions.
I understand your point. Yes. But you can still be the best person you want to be without any governmental policies helping you. You can still be the best you want to be. That's the point here. That's where we differ. You see all these your points. They're very wonderful. They are really, I mean, I see the passion. And that is the reality. But the point is that where I may differ with you is that I can't stay there. And that is why you are here listening to me in this country. And that is why I am who I am. I cannot stay there waiting for Buhari, waiting for Tinubu to give me everything. Not possible. I can't even wait for Nigerian embassy to come and do anything for me. I have to fight it in the forefront.
You're talking from the angle because of the course you studied. There are people who study sciences, and we are
it's not about cost. No, it's, for me,
come on.
For me, for me, it's not about cost. For me, it's not about cost. It's about mentality. It's mentality. No, it's about mentality. You see, that is why. Why are you supposed to? I want. Okay, yeah, we will still talk. There's still time. Wait, there is still time. Okay, I want that microphone.
Again, you are giving him the
mic. I just want him to learn before we go, because the point is that it's not about cost in my own view. That is why we call it scarcity mentality and abundance mentality. It's about mentality. And that mentality is what I want you to heal now. Because it's not about system all the time. It's not about leadership all the time. It has something to do with you. has something to do with me and how you think and how you design.
How will listen when the base is being totally destroyed? What do you think that will happen to the infrastructure?
Okay, thank you. We'll get back to you. Okay, yeah.
Standing on the existing protocol and what's the other word?
I'm standing on
And using all the propaganda theories by Professor Obi as a point of contact, I want to now bring it down in my own POV to try to it down to the level of a layman. Starting from it, I think we have to just understand it from definition of terms. Scarcity starts from a stem word, scarce, which means lack, insufficient, unavailable, as the case may be. Then abundance, sufficiency, availability, and so on and so forth. Now, in the context of peace and governance, and then trying to deal with the case of scarcity and abundance mentality. First, what is mentality? It's a manner of thinking that influences why we act and speak the way we do and how we react. Now, if someone is having a scarcity mentality, the person sees it like they sees things from the focus and the point of view of lack, unavailability. And then from the abundance mentality, you see it like there is more opportunity, there is enough to go round. Now let me bring it down to the point of examples. Taking from Nigeria, because my honorable brother is we are from the same country. Nigeria is a country of 230 million people and counting, the last time I checked. And if I see Nigeria from a point of view of scarcity mentality, I see like, oh, there are too many people. There is no amount of money you want to share even in the street that will be enough for us. Oh, I want to apply for a job of that requires only 100 people. And meanwhile, we're already more than 1 million that have applied. That's scarcity mentality. Okay, let me even bring it out from there. I want to start up a bakery. From a scarcity mentality, I'll say, oh, there are too many bakeries in Abuja. Who will buy my own? Yeah, there is 212. There is Next Cash and Carry. There is, Family Loaf. So who will even buy mine? Nobody will buy. But from an abundance mentality, I would say that this is a population of 200 million and counting, 230 million. If I just get like 100 people buying my bread by the day, or by half a day, get 200 people, get 500 people out of this 1 million as my customer base, is enough to go around. That's where abundance mentality comes. Then scarcity mentality sees poverty, leads us to the situation of adopting the beautiful quote of poverty in the midst of plenty. Taking the old poem of Taylor, say water, that's an old mariner, rhyme of an old mariner who says, water, water everywhere, and yet no drop to drink. The old mariner who is a sailor, always on the sea. There's always there's water everywhere. In fact, his business is on water. But yet, because it's so salty, there's none to drink. But in these old days, in these new days, the abundance mentality will tell you what to do to a salty water to make it drinkable. That is me trying to draw analogies all around. Still, I think it serves us better because my professor today says he's going to sound like a man of God. And I see him approach Professor Obi as in the spirit he want to deliver some kind of, I want to deliver him. And he said, I want you to heal from this. So as part of the healing, let me also throw another. If I want to go into transport business in Nigeria, I know there is ABC Transport. there is what's it called? GIG and the rest of them, Peace Mass Transit, Agofre and the rest. If I think that way, if I think towards that direction, it might give me the opinion like, oh, they are already known brand. Nobody's going to board your transport vehicle, you know. But when you see Nigeria as a big market, which others come in to also start up their own, even if you're starting with a motorcycle, tricycle, you see, like, there's enough to go around. There are people even trekking from one junction to the other because their bus has not arrived, or when it arrives, it's already filled. So why don't you start your own? That's where abundance mentality conquers poverty mentality. And then Africa will still have it. We still have brains, we have mind. And if we do the right thing, God helping us, because today is actually administration. If we do the right thing, you'll see that we're actually not lacking. Where poverty, okay, the other effect, I don't know if we have gotten to the stage. What poverty mentality does to us is it breeds envy. It brings unhealthy computation, where you say that because this person is succeeding, oh, they are the one taking our money.
Yeah.
So that means I'm poor because he is rich. It's taking me to the part where I see it like, oh, for me to succeed, someone have to fail so that I'll come into the position. For me to be promoted, someone have to be relegated. So why can't I start from my own division, from my own, let's say, and rise? That's it. But abundance mentality, what it does is that it encourages everyone to compete equally, to thrive, to even collaborate. Oh, this thing is scarce, but why don't me and you pull resources together, pull ideas together? What can we do even back home? Oh, Prof, he's run away from Nigeria, but now he has fan base in Nigeria watching his destiny. Now, even if in abundance mentality, he's a prof, now he has a platform. One must give him money, one way or the other. But if we just pin it down that, oh, it must be here, it's our money, we die here, then that's actually the problem. I think I'm trying to bring it down so that the others will help us in this healing, so that we'll
Yeah,
move from poverty
the healing
to
is just
abundance.
the healing is perfect statement, and is that statement is for all of us, including myself, because I need to be healed as well. It's just that we need to be in the class. First of all, for you to be in this program, you already have abundance mentality. Almost everybody, in my own view. Why? Because you have not been able, you didn't want to stop at some stage. Abundance mentality, in my own view, as I still expect to hear from some of you, has something to do with thinking about opportunities. Opportunities about life. I'm not getting stuck with all the negativities around. Come on, do you know what I go through in my office? Do you know what I hear even about me? Do you not even someone that has not even been here and documenting his admission, he has been somewhere else in another country, but someone here must have told him what I've never even considered in my life. But then, does that mean that I will not continue with the admission process? Come on, this is about somebody's future. This is about somebody's considered empowerment. Abundance mentality has something to do with positive mind. Abundance mentality has something to do with positive vibe. And when you are, people surrounding you are all people with scarcity mentality, negativism, gossiping, gallivanting, junketing, malingering, talking about every time, looking at somebody, not ideas. That is the problem, in my own view. Don't forget, this is all my own view. I'm not expecting anybody to key in into that. At the same time, we need surgery, mental surgery, not just only scarcity surgery. In the sense that every time we try to blame the government, that is actually, government should be questioned, because that is why they are there. But in a situation where you find yourself, government is not doing well, are you going to stay there waiting for the government? That's why I use myself as an example. And then, of course, I don't know other people, but I know Mike here. Mike is a student of Unizik. And then, even as a student, he got himself employed by himself and even employed other people in the same university, in the same country. Established a business of his own, moving from one place to another. Sometimes I remember some days I will call.
Really? Somebody turn on the light. Outside. Outside.
Out from.
I think someone turned it.
So what happened? Is it maybe
It's outside.
Outside. There's switch outside.
I had a switch.
where was that done?
The circuit breaker.
Starting from here. The circuit breaker.
There's nobody. It's a circuit breaker. It did it by itself. Too much power was going through and then it just cut off.
Okay, so I think nobody did it, right?
Yeah.
Nobody. Okay, so are we still on there?
Yeah. Wait.
So as excuse me. So as an example of what I'm giving, in the same country that people are waiting for government to give them job, he was a student and he started giving himself job and even getting the job for people. Either one or two.
Did we continue or we just stopping first?
Okay, it means that everything went off. So what we are trying to talk about, abundance mentality, is that conditioning, trying to remove yourself from that competitive, struggling all the time for your life and thinking about negative. That's if you ask me, that's the way I would view it. Abundance mentality, and is a must. We must struggle to get ourselves, extricate ourselves from that danger. Because, first of all, let me use myself as an example. Imagine from primary school, I was blaming my parents. Secondary school, I was blaming my parents. University, I was blaming my parents. Probably outside the university, I will change it from blaming my parents to the government. And then at the end of the day, there is no end. So that is why we are here today, to talk about it, in case some of us that would like to understand that this is the disease we may be suffering from, in case if you are not aware of it. Abundance mentality is all about opportunity. I had a business with Chelsea, and then whatever it is, even when I notice her weaknesses, I still keep moving on, knowing fully well that I have to define her through me because I'm also weak. Abundant mentality has to create an enabling environment for society to thrive. And this is why, if you are relating with someone with scarcity mentality, you are in trouble because everything is competitive, everything is jealousy, envy, negativity. And that is why we are here today, to look into it. At this juncture, let me allow the next person to make a contribution. Thank you, Mr. Emmanuel Obi, and thank you, Chelsea, and then Dixon, for your own contribution so far, and Smith, and then Stephen. So can I hear from Mike for his own stand about abundance mentality and scarcity mentality, and relate it to us individually, collectively, and in the context of this subject?
Okay. In my view, I think virtually all of us, we've said we've given a lot of ideas on what scarcity and abundant mentality is. But for me, I think there are two contrasting ideas or view of the world, the way people relate with people and the way they see the world. Scarcity mentality is being pessimistic about everything, like about the sources of production, like the resources available in the society. So while in the other end, which is having an abundant mentality, is being optimistic, like seeing opportunities, just like you mentioned, in everything you do, in your relationship with people, in everything about life.
So I'll give an example. There's during the Independence Day celebration, there was something I said. Like I said on my social media handle, I said that I celebrate independence, but not the independence that Nigeria got from Britain, but the independence I got from Nigeria. When I said that,
This is a very, very sensitive statement.
yeah,
Go on.
when I said that, most people didn't really actually they didn't get what I meant by that statement. Some of them thought I meant that because I've traveled out of Nigeria that I've gained independence from Nigeria, but that was not what I meant. I tried to explain what I meant. What I meant is this: it was JF Kennedy, President JF Kennedy, who that said that you should not always think about, I'm just paraphrasing now, you should not always think about what we can do for your country, but think of what you can do. Well, not always think about what your country can do for you, but think about what you can do for
Your
your
country.
country. You understand? So as a member of the Nigerian society, or as a member of any society, let me don't put it in, let me just generalize it, as individuals, having an optimistic view of life would contribute to your civic role as a member of society positively.
And then hold it. Another part of why we must move towards abundance mentality is anybody around you that did anything good to you, instead of seeing it as a good, as an opportunity, you see it as a problem.
Yeah, because of the mindset.
Because that is the scarcity mentality. Or maybe you stand on that person and begin to calculate the weakness of that person, areas the person have not done well, or even enter into his personal life to begin to prognose into his personal life or lifestyle or whichever. Why? But the issue is not, the problem is not the person. The problem is actually you.
Yeah.
And the problem is me. Because no matter how you have been with this scarcity mentality, that why it's very dangerous in the world. People with this scarcity mentality rarely appreciate what may have been done to them. Even when they try to do, they negatize it by bringing in, saving it, something, because they are battling with this mentality. I just want us to be aware of that. Whether it's from Myanmar, whether it's from Liberia, whether it's Afghanistan. For example, you see the situation in Afghanistan today. But you cannot live it. But then you came here and did your undergraduate studies, right? That is abundance mentality because you didn't want to get stuck. And now you want to top up and do your master's degree. Am I correct? You see, instead of getting carried away with all the negative moving on, it is a battle that you and I, because I may not be operating with scarcity mentality in terms of my struggle in a particular area, let's say in Thailand, in relation to job. I may be operating with scarcity mentality in another area of life. Don't forget. Sometimes you may not have it in a particular area of your life, and you may have it in another. You may be operating with scarcity mentality in marriage and keep on having issues in marriage. And you may start to create a scarcity mentality in your journey to Thailand. If you are, of course, all of us here are foreigners, and having problem with almost everybody, including the agent. If maybe you have gotten your visa through the agent, agent must be blamed. Why? Because you came to Thailand, you didn't see the job. Why did the agent allow you to get the visa? But you are the one that asked for the visa. And now you have to turn it to blame the agent that is even in Afghanistan, the agent that is even in Myanmar, the agent that is even in Indonesia or Liberia or Nigeria or Kenya. Can you see that? That is the danger of scarcity mentality. Scarcity mentality, I can't even allow an administrator to make mistake because he's focusing on negativity and would like to grasp it immediately. So that is why if we are students of peace and governance, come on, it's not about degree. It's just like being ambassador of peace in the world. Remember in orientation there is a Professor Emmanuel Obi that was actually delivering us about the why discourse will be evangelical in nature. Why this cause? And that is very nice statement. Evangelical nation, not that because just got only a degree, but that you are now moving around in society, wherever you find yourself, to do what? To spread this spirit of abundance. You see that? Let me not be preaching too much. Okay, continue.
So in wrapping up, this worldview, that is the negative or the positive worldview, actually shapes us as individuals. And first of all, we are individuals before we become members of the society. So as individuals, we have to change. We have to do everything possible to go with the positive mindset, which is abundant mindset. Because at the risk of sounding like a motivational speaker, opportunities abound. They are everywhere. You just have to open your eyes to see it and grab it and use it to better yourself, your family, and the society at large. So that is my point.
Okay, wonderful. So, Collins, the way I love this, our combination of this class is that we have everything. Just like whenever Emmanuel Obi is talking representing a particular set of people in a society. And that's why I always like to allow him to, because he's representing a particular group of people. And if we could get those people, if we can heal those people, and then we're okay. That's why we need him to evangelize this after this class, because maybe we can't, doctors are meant for those who are sick. Is that not? And then for those of you that are Christians, you are evangelizing those who don't believe in Christ, and not those who believe in Christ. Like St. Paul said that he came to evangelize those, so nobody has ever done anything before. And then, of course, Islam has its own strong position about getting people on board. The same thing with Buddhism. So that's one thing. But then let it not end in the class, because as we finish the class, we become the evangelizer. But be aware that you may be killed, like apostles were killed. You might be martyred, like some disciples were martyred. And then remember that this kind of killing is not using knife or whatever. It might be dismantling whatever you stood for, someone else. It might be dismantling your position. It might be gossiping here and there against you or whatever. But the point is that if you know you are what you stand for, that you are a person of abundance mentality, just allow those with scarcity mentality. Sometimes, maybe one day, they could be healed, and society will be better off. Okay, Collins, let's hear from you.
Talking about scarcity mentality and abundance mentality, from my own point of view, scarcity is when there is not enough, and abundant means when there is enough. In as much as we try not to put it on the government, being that scarcity mentality, I think it still falls back on them. Why I said so is from where I'm coming from. For instance, I'll use here as an example. I've come to this country, I've seen a lot of Thai people. They are not, they didn't go to school. I've seen somebody from here got a job somewhere and he was not okay with the job. He had to quit. The next day he got a job another place. That's connecting to governance being abundant, providing jobs for their citizens. But
I hope every Thai people will agree with you.
I don't know. I'm saying personally. I'm saying personally from what I've seen.
A majority of Thai people don't think that's exactly what you're saying. Okay, go on.
Then
maybe
from
that
where I'm
particular
coming
person,
from,
maybe that particular person you are citing has abundance mentality, and
Okay.
he left here and went there because an average Thai people will also tell you there's no job.
from where I'm coming from, there is no
And
job.
that is what I'm saying. That's the
Yes.
healing. That is the
Okay.
healing this class is for.
Yes.
Because that place you are coming from, there are so many opportunities there. But probably that
there
some
are
of
so
us,
many, but it is
because some of
limited.
us that are limited.
It is not in
thinking.
abundance. That is what I'm
It
saying.
is also, even myself, I see it as in abundance. And even my mom was never looking for government to give her a job. She was a very hardworking woman, went to the farm and cultivated in the farm and moved from always all the markets in that vicinity. If you have oil today, she knows where oil she will go and buy something with a little money she has, and will come and top up something in it, and then we'll sell it. So I don't think she was, and she was able to train all of us, not because she was waiting for government policies or government to give them jobs. Neither did she. Never even attended school anyway. So I just want us to understand the difference between abundance. This mentality we are talking about is about beingness.
Yeah.
It's about the whole stuff you are made up of. It's about the content of the way you operate. It is not enough. And if it is not enough, I still have the capacity and what it takes to create things. Like you, Collins, like you, everybody here, that despite the fact that the country is messed up, of course, there are certain things we will do. Governance or government will still affect it. But they'll try, first of all, without thinking of waiting for the government. I don't think most people were successful, that are successful in the where you're coming from, were waiting for the government. Not many of them, frankly speaking. They were all people with abundance mentality in that particular area, looking for how and to make their life better. Instead of waiting for a governor or whatever, then you can never, but that is an ideal thing to do, because governance is all about creating enabling process in order that will get the thing distributed evenly. But what in a situation where it is not? Are we going to die or keep in that world of negativity? That is the point. Continue.
Okay. In as much as we try to have that abundant mentality, I think we still have to, because there are so many things happening. Because that scarcity mentality, from where I'm coming from, I think.
Do you know it's because of scarcity mentality most of us have? Because every time we keep destroying government, destroying leadership, and yet some of us can't even conduct a successful business among ourselves within a week. A challenge with your fellow Nigerian that is always expecting Tinubu to be the saint or Jesus Christ overnight, and yet even among us here cannot even do business. Even me talking like this, I've always been having problem with people, myself alone. Then I think it might be applicable to many of us. Is that because of the government, or because of mentality somebody grew up with, or because of the fact that somebody had chosen not to? By the way, when you come in here, was Tinubu the one that paid your ticket?
He wasn't.
It was Buhari?
No.
Okay. And then the rent you are paying, is it Buhari or Tinubu?
That is why I said.
The rent you are saying. No, I asked a simple question.
It's not him.
Who is? It's not them.
It's not
because
him.
You are moving on. You are looking for opportunity, and
Yes.
you are fighting.
That is
to
why
make things
that scarcity
work for you.
mentality. Somebody coming from there, if you ask, and let me say, for example, 80% of people staying here can never tell you that there is better than staying here.
Because the majority of them, in my own, I may disagree, but that's personal disagreement.
Okay.
That's because majority are distorted, and that's because majority can't get it, and are filled with scarcity mentality. Because even there, the problem we're having in the villages are often manufactured, are often from us, face to face, not necessarily the governmental problems. If I need you to take care of me, or I'm your parent, and you're supposed to take care of your parents, and you're beating your parents or whatever, that has nothing to do with government also. Even though in the governance, of course, but don't forget, even the perfect country you are imagining, if I ask you now, you may call America. If I ask you now, you may call Australia. If I ask you may call European countries. Then where are you calling? Because even in those countries, you still see the kind of atrocities that you can never see.
No country is perfect. That is why.
So the issue is mentality.
Yeah.
Because when all the youths, majority of the youths are thinking in this way,
that scarcity mentality has been inculcated.
Then because you are before you come in here, you took a shower.
No, before.
And when you want to use toilet, you go to the toilet. I'm not the one to do it for you because you're not a kid. In other words, meaning that you are reasonable enough to know you are left and right. So that is what we are talking about. That scarcity mentality is destroying some developing countries too. Okay. Scarcity mentality is very dangerous. It's very deadly because it will not give you the opportunity. It will, it will not give you the opportunity to get things done the way it should be done because you are stuck with the negative aspect. Imagine all of us here from Nigeria, if we operate with abundance mentality and move on with that, and then probably get connected with the powers that be. That's what some people do, if it's possible. Okay, by the way, you don't even need to go back to Nigeria. Even here that you are here in Thailand, why not operate that abundance mentality among your fellow Nigerians here, starting from me, starting from you? I don't want to be in a class where Nigerians keep on trying to think that everything is the government. I don't think that's a very, for me, I'm sorry, is a very wrong mentality. Yeah, because of the mentality. That's the point. That's the essence. It's the mentality. It's the mentality. No, it's the mentality. No,
Okay.
it's mentality. It's mentality. No, it's mentality.
Okay, wait,
The
wait.
system.
I'll say something then.
Okay, 30%. Okay, let the 30% be of abundance. Let the 30% be abundance. Let the 30% be abundance. That is why you should be here.
Can I ask a question?
When you are in a symbolic system, it will automatically affect your psyche.
Give me
Okay,
microphone, please.
Mr. Obi, I have a question. Mr. Obi, I have a question.
Because there are people
I have a question. There's a mic here. I have a question.
We're not hearing you.
You understand? There's something I want to say now.
Listen, whatever you are saying, the point that I want Emmanuel to understand this concept. You have to understand this concept first of all before you start apportioning the blame for this. About it. We're talking about mentality.
We have a good mindset. We have a
You
good mindset.
are cool.
You see, the best thing is for you to see reality. Every Nigeria, every Africa has a good mindset. Let me tell you, average Africa has a good mindset.
How many Africans have
Now, you have a good mindset, isn't it? Wait, let me start from you.
Can I ask a question?
Emmanuel, don't have a good mindset. So because someone
every African.
Can I
average
ask a question?
Africa.
Can I-
No, okay, let me tell you.
No, can I ask you a question
Nobody,
You're just
nobody
telling us,
is
you're not
born.
listening to
Listen, nobody in this life is born to remain poor. Nobody have dreamt to be poor. Now let us go this way. Let us go this way. In Nigeria, we have an administration. Will I call it a board? JAMB, right? Okay. Do you know how many numerous people that this JAMB has killed their dream? In this, wait. No.
Let me say something, please. Okay, finish.
I will today. Let me land first.
Finish.
In here,
Really?
there is nothing like them. And once because the system is okay, the system is well managed and structured. Once you know what you decide on yourself, this is what I want to read. You go into it. Now, wait, let us reference China. Wait, let us reference China.
So, Emmanuel, please, can you listen?
Wait, let us reference China. Because we are talking about scarcity.
discussion.
And we are talking about opportunity. Wait. And we are talking about resources.
It's a mindset here.
Not only mindset, but you can't have all mindset having the whole mindset in the world without availability of that resources. If you want to establish transportation in Nigeria without capital, how can you do that? How can you manufacture money?
This is a discussion. Let's discuss.
No, there are people in other states where you come from. There are people who are skillful to manufacture.
If you keep talking like this.
Wait, no. You see, every time wait. Every time, listen. There is something that it can test you up.
No, that is not how you.
You understand? Listen to me. Things test me up.
You are not.
Now, in other state you come from, there are people who are well talented, who are skillful. There are people who are ready to produce. And they are lavishing because there is no availability of that resources. This Facebook we see now, if there are numerous people that have made lots of money, just Facebook, just Mark, have employed multiple people. How much more if government tried to? Now, in Africa, Nigeria precisely, if Nigeria we are able to manage their resources because we have abundance of resources that if itself Nigeria government can even pay their citizens. If Nigeria, what is killing our system is mismanagement, siphonment, embezzlement.
No, listen, but first of all, I said you have a point there, but you have to understand what we mean by, you have to understand what we mean. The mindset we are talking about, just understand it first of all, is the mindset that we want you to think differently from where you are standing.
Yeah, because the reality is there.
So that you change that mindset. The reality is not the government all the time.
What is reality?
No, it's not saying the reality. It's not representing
what is reality?
everybody.
Reality is like a mirror.
It's representing some
It's
part of
what you mirror that will be your reality. You can change it. Reality can be changed. Reality can be changed. Sir, let me say something.
Okay, continue.
He when Emmanuel was speaking, he referenced jam. He used jam as an example. Jam is something I wrote 7 times. This me you are seeing, standing here with you, or sitting here with you, having a class with you, I wrote it 7 times. The first time, it did not work till the 7th one. And listen, that's the point. Wait, no, listen to me. I have a point. Wait, listen to me. Let me land, please. Let me land. See, I have the floor. I gave you the floor.
Allow him, please. Please allow him to talk.
So the point that I'm trying to make is that the point.
Okay, yeah. Stop. Let's hear Mike, please.
The point that I'm trying to make is that I am not excited doing it, but I did it despite the challenge. You understand? Despite the circumstance, despite the challenge, I was determined that this is what I want and this is where I must get to. You know, I was determined and I never give up. I never gave up, I mean to say. 7 times. I'm not proud. It's not something to be proud about. But there is determination. That is the story there. Right? The determination story is what is there. And I'm standing here today. I want to
allow the system to destroy his
Yes, I did
future.
not. I have an ambition and I did not allow the system to deter my determination.
Even WAEC. You're talking about WAEC. You're talking about JAM.
Let's not
say a problem.
Let's not focus. You reference them. That's why I mean I will say I was a victim. I will say I was a victim of the system, but I did not allow that system to determine my journey in life. That is the point I'm trying to make.
And that's the point.
That is the point of this class.
It looks like you have to stand to
Bring the structure into your life that you cannot move on. Okay, yeah.
Okay. First of all, I think this is crazy because part of a scarcity mentality is there's not enough time for everybody. We all have enough time to speak. So you all need to calm down and give everybody space to speak. Because it's with Dixon here. Because
I want to.
If we don't get the proper time, then we won't get your point. Now, this was my experiment. This is water in a bottle. Do you see? Imagine it's up to here, okay? So do you see it as half full or do you see it as half empty? Start with you, CP. What do you see it as? Half full, half empty? Yeah, but which one would you say it is? Is the bottle half full or is it half empty? Huh? Equal. What do you think? Half full. Smith, what do you think? Half empty? Almost empty. Obi, Mr. Obi, what do you think? Half full or half empty?
No, he's thinking about
Okay. What do you think? Half full, half empty? So if you think it's half full, then you have some little bit of optimism in you that you think, oh, we have the resources, yes. The resources are limited, yes. The government is an issue, yes. Everything is an issue. Peace back home, everything. But we still have rich people in that country. It might be the system is working for them, or it might just be that they are hardworking. So it's not a matter of the government or this. Yes, they are to blame, and yes, they take part in it. But in that same country, in your country, you have Mr. Dangote. Did he just randomly become among the richest men in the world?
Not your. If you want to talk, I give you a microphone, please.
So,
Emmanuel, there is order in this class, please.
So, all I'm saying is that in every society, there will be a rich, there will be a poor. Okay? If we are going to use business terms or economic terms, scarcity in the market creates opportunity cost. So if there's a lack of something in your market, you can see it and decide, okay, I can do this and get some money and do this and that, right? Before you came to Thailand, somebody had to finance you, right? Then they got some money. Then you're now here and you're making your own money. And now your mindset is changing slowly, but it's changing. It might not change right now, all of it, but it's changing a little bit. And that's all I'm saying. The government is to blame, yes. Back home is to blame, yes. But now you're here. Aren't you making money, Collins?
That is what we have.
You see?
That is the point.
That's you guys, I still have the feeling that Emmanuel and Collins, those of you that have expressed yourself, you're not yet understanding this concept. Because it's not all about government alone. It's about you as a human being who may have experienced a lot of things and chose not to move on. Even with countries that have everything you guys are saying, there are many people with scarcity mentality. That is what I want you to understand. It's not a question of the government will be Jesus Christ, the government will be perfect. But even in those places, in those countries that you may be mentioning as the best country that you want to be, that even there, don't be surprised that people from there with scarcity mentality may be more than this country you are talking about. Because because social media came and people started competing too much. Initially, what is poverty? Poverty is not necessarily not having something to eat. You will see somebody who doesn't have something to be so happy with his life and contented and comfortable. So scarcity mentality and abundant mentality is a situation of mind construct, mindset. And you have to understand it in that context, instead of understanding it in this only political context or economic context. No. It's about the situation of how you operate as an individual. Because go to which country you mentioned, there are many people there with scarcity mentality. Look at Singapore, that is wonderful. Look at Japan. Look at Japan, that is one of the richest. But suicide rate in the world, where is it coming from? The almighty Japan. Upon all the money, upon all the whatever, the wealth. But then you see many people commit suicide every day. Which mentality made them?
Life suits them. Suicide is out of their context.
So it's good. That's what I'm trying to let you understand. Because you need to understand what is scarcity mentality. Read it more and investigate on it more. Is not you cannot put it about nationality. Don't put it about governance alone. It is not about mind you operate with. You might be from Australia or Switzerland, America or Europe or wherever, or even from Africa. The best countries you might come from, yet this person is still operating from scarcity mentality. That is what I want you to understand. But you seem, either you or Emmanuel tend to view it from an economic point of view, or from business economy, or from political economy. That is not the point here. The point is the beingness of the person. Is it for openness? Is it for positivity? I mean, for thinking positive? Or is it only everybody that you may have encountered, you will be having problem with the person? Mind you that even the richest of all people can still have scarcity mentality because the money he has is not even enough for him. All the wealth she has, if it's a woman, is not even enough for her. So understand the concept. If you understand the concept, then you know where we are heading to. Then you now situate it with peace and governance, whether you're a leader or you're the people. Because it's rolling around us here, even in this class. Probably we have a lot of scarcity mentality. Okay, continue.
Yeah, you took the words from my mouth. I think, like the other day's pattern, we should have gotten to the point if the class had been allowed that everyone will now say the mentality they work with. That will help the class.
Yeah, I'm still coming with that.
So, and then Prof also took the other one. I want to say that when we were younger, like in elementary school days, let me take English language, for example, for a country that learn English. On the blackboard, they wrote, I think at the stage, my teacher would write only English. Then I got to a stage, they started writing English language. Then we left primary, and I think after secondary, advanced secondary school before JAMB, the popular JAMB we're talking about, and WAEC. Okay, it was actually JAMB. Then it stopped being just English. It became use of English. Now we are not just offering the language alone, but also how to use it. So my point being that at some point in our life, we'll learn all the theories, all the policies, all the hypotheses, and the laws. Then at some point, we will now look at how they apply to our lives and how they can be used. And then we'll get to a point where we'll notice that some of those things we learn, we'll have to share them. I get to a point in my training when I got the job I'm doing now, went through a lot of training, and they said, we are here, but before we learn, they have to make us unlearn some of the things we've learned. And then relearn some things we need to pick back and relearn, and then learn some new ones. And then we get to another stage too. They change it, another advanced stage. They told us that they have to deconstruct some of our mindset in order to reconstruct some things. That's what advancement means. It's not, with all due respect to all of us, it's not just all about the grammars, the cramming, and the arguments. It gets to a point in life, you know that we're drawing diagrams of butterflies and cockroaches. And then you get to a point, you know that all you needed to know in it is that when someone makes a speech and mentions something like mandible, you know they are talking about the jaw and some parts of the body, and then that's it. And that one pass. It doesn't mean we will have to cram it all and say, oh, let's go back to the days of butterfly diagrams. So now let me try and land. What's it called? Scarcity mentality and abundance mentality. Mostly, I see it as a very simple thing we have to break down. It's just like positive and negative mentality. Simply put, it's because we upgraded the English, then it made it hard for us. It is positivism, and negativism. In fact, that's making it just positive and negative. When you're thinking negative, you are saying it, oh, there's no way. Like you say, how can you have hope in hopelessness? Why are you still alive? Jump, use something. Then, but if you are alive, that means you're hoping to do something the next day when you wake up. That's positivism. But some of us, we live in denial even in it. Like to say it, my brother didn't know that we are kindred spirits. I wrote WAEC 4 times. then Then I wrote jam twice. Then I have to go for remedials. Now write another one to be able to come up. Yes, it didn't stop us. And some of us, like Prof will say, some of us even lost our sponsors while we're in school. Life is not just that smooth, but some mentality have to keep us going. And then luckily, for some of us, it was not parents. As at the time I was looking for a job, they were not there. Yeah, but we kept pushing, kept applying. At the time, I was sharing my CV like invitation card. I remember like weekly, I'll go and use my last card to photocopy like 10. And those CVs will be like 5 copies plus certificates, making about 7 or 8. And before you know it is finished, you need to print more. But it went and it goes. Then it's not just a Nigerian thing. This scarcity and abundance mentality is all over the world. It goes to even choosing partners. You see at the point they will say, oh, this country in the southern part of Africa is chasing the other people from the other side of Africa because of scarcity of women. Yeah, this one because they are taking all their women. You know. Then you come to Thailand, they say, oh, it's same thing. Yeah, they are approaching their women wrongly. They are taking them. Donald Trump on the TV the other day was saying, oh, they eat our cats, they eat our pets. That's his own negative mentality, even at his level as a billionaire and the rest. It's a general world thing. Then negativity and positivism guiding it. But at the end of the day, all we wanted is to progress from the introductory part of this class that we are now. Just one slide. In fact, Professor had not opened the slides. We have not even gone to the first slide. We wanted to introduce this course, like in a research, for you to do a course, for you to go into something. First, you have to do an introduction. That's what we are doing. And then it might also lead us into definition of terms. That's where we are, and we are spending 3 hours. You understand? Before you know, he will have to just go to the last page and say, in conclusion. And it will be our loss, me and you. And don't go and check the receipt. We paid for this class. He's supposed to give us the doctorate level of what is in the book, so that tomorrow when we leave this place and say, I did master's degree in Siam University, and I did peace in governance. And in peace in governance, we did we offered human relation and personality development. What was it all about? We had arguments. Yeah, my professor was Professor Emmanuel. What did you learn from his class when he took us on peace and governance? We argued for 3 hours, propounded all the laws and theory, and went home. So please, thank you very much. I want to rest my case so that our professor will help us.
Okay, wonderful submission. Who else would like to? Afghanistan, do you have to say anything?
Yes. Let me give us a non-African.
Scarcity mentality and abundance mentality.
Actually, in between, I want to say a lot of things, but somehow someone was taking the mic, so I understand the situation. Actually, I don't blame him also.
No.
I'm just saying, like, okay. No one blame, but sometimes when you want to advise someone, it should be like I use a different, not an argument way. So you have to be very, and you understand like how to take care of that situation to make it come down. He is right, because our country is backward countries. When you see the developed countries like Western countries, our new generation, they are looking at those countries. And some my country people, they going like roadway. They use from Iran all the way, and then they reach to Europe somehow. When they enter there, they enjoy their life. They get everything for free, like money, these and that. So of course, like people think, why my government is not doing to do something like that? But in fact, it's just imagination. Because when you start changing, you have to change yourself. If you change yourself, then you can change the next part. But if you're not change yourself, trust me, I mean, you cannot help yourself. So how can you be the one? Like every person is hero of their own life. So make your life. We watch movies a lot. We see there's a hero, right? Is flying, Superman, this and that. But yeah, all movies is based on some story. Doesn't mean to be a superhero, but mean to be hero of your life story to make it different. And you can trust me, do it because I saw a very hardship, and we're all seeing it because we are from where we are from. Like you mentioned, all the things, and the world is going that. That's why our generation is very depressed, and they don't know what to do. But of course, like in negativity, I can call both of them. One is satisfaction, that you are satisfied, and then when you are not satisfied, that's then we move to the real topic of the day. Satisfaction, like you are satisfied with your life, whatever you have it. It doesn't, like you wear shoes, so it doesn't mean that shoes should be like a brand. Could be anything. You need a basic need for yourself. You need food. You can eat anything. You will be full with water, with anything. You can eat like, or you need like shelter to live. These three things is very important in life, and every person should have. With that, you will be satisfied. But depends, like don't put and don't look always to others what he has. If you want to look, then try to find someone is lower than you, so then you can be like thankful. Maybe there's a lot of people in my country, they don't have the opportunity to sit and study. They might like it, they won't, but there's no opportunities. So I mean, we change ourselves, and then we bring this out, that the hero, everyone should bring it out to contribute something. We all human are very valuable. Like he give the example of Mark Zuckerberg. He like, he didn't born like that. One is destiny, but one is hard working. He worked hard, he achieved something, and he contribute a lot for his country. It's good for him, for himself, and yeah, every person who got anything, they work hard. But depends again, there's some destiny also between. Some people, they work very hard, like laborers. They work from morning till evening, but they will get like a very low wage, like their life will be, but they work really hard, harder than some people. They will just earn like in a peaceful way. Some online, they're sitting and they're earning. Depends. This is, if we go to those topics, it means we don't focus on ourselves. When we bring to come to ourselves and see how we can develop ourselves, and it's not easy also. And nowadays, especially nowadays, it's not easy. It's very, very difficult to have abundant mentality. It's very difficult. Maybe some few people. So we cannot blame because of the situations.
Okay, wonderful. Any other person, any suggestion or any contribution? From Indonesia, can we hear from you?
Uh, as a reflection, I think I have both sides of the mentality when since I was born and raised in Indonesia. I as a peacemaker, as a future peacemaker, I don't blame him. I don't blame you guys. So I'm at the both side. A bit agree with him because, for example, if we feel sad, if we feel depressed, if we always thinking, if we always negative thinking, is also influenced by the system, by the government, or by your environment. For example, like me, like I openly as an LGBT individual, but if I in Indonesia, I feel unsafe. Maybe sometime the police or the Sharia people can arrest me, can kill me, So yeah, so I have this the scarcity mentality. But the point is, it's not scarcity mentality is bad, or the abundance mentality is good. But for example, like when a professor give me an example about the Japanese, even the Japanese is a rich country, the environment is very good, the economic status, social status are very good compared to other to the developed country like in Indonesia. But the cases of the commit suicide, there is a very high. So the problem is not because of how many people who suicide, but how's the services for the people who have a commit of suicide are available or not. So it's because so it's the important thing is the awareness of self awareness. When you feel a scarcity mentality, then you should asking for help. If you feel okay, I feel insecure because of my skin color, you should help. You should ask for help. You should have a dialogue with your friend how to build your confidence, for example. And if you feel like okay, I have a mental issues, then because I have a scarcity mentality, then I will suicide. I will do suicide. No, but you can ask for help to yeah to not to do not commit suicide, to help your mental health issues. I think
Okay.
the point is not this is good, this is bad, but how you can react. Yeah, how you can react on.
Okay, any other person, anything to add? So before I forget, let me ask all of you. Do you think, which mentality are you operating with on? Emmanuel Obi, let's start with Emmanuel Obi. Are you from scarcity mentality or abundant mentality? Which one? Scarcity mentality or abundance mentality? Where do you belong? What do you think you belong? Which one?
The the perception in me is scarcity, but I try to erase the mindset through the struggle, through my self efforts. But I will say absolutely. Before I come here, I've been living in a scarcity mentality. But I will tell you here, because of how things are going slowly, not being fast, but at least having hope that things will be better. I will say I'm advancing to the side of abundance.
Wonderful. Stephen.
Depends on the situation. So for me, I'm I was born in Myanmar. Uh, how can I say? So in Myanmar, all sorts of people, almost all of the people are the scarcity, not abundant, because we need a lot of
You. Which
for me.
You have both or one?
Yeah, I have both.
You are both.
Both because it depends on situation.
Okay, Smith.
Okay. This question takes my mind back to liberalism and realism. Every human we have the both in us. Okay, so in my point of view about abundance and scarcity, I have the both. The both. So, but when it comes to majority and minority, I have abundant majority. Then scarcity is minority.
Wonderful. Sepi.
Same with the other. I have both sides. Guys, I just want to underline it's okay to be sad. It's okay to be, sometimes you have a negative thinking. It's okay not to be perfect, but at least you know how to courage yourself to be from scarcity to be abundance. Okay?
Wonderful.
Remember?
Okay, Afghanistan.
Yeah, I'm improving myself in the process to become abandoned mentality.
Wow.
To adopt that. It's very peaceful.
Okay. Collins.
I had scarcity mentality. But I think since I came here, I'm trying to have that abundant mentality. That is why I'm trying as much as I can to survive on my own, irrespective of whatsoever.
Okay.
Okay, for me, I would say I'm a very optimistic person, and even though I struggle sometimes with the pessimism, sometimes there's a struggle, but I constantly working on myself to always be on the positive side. So that is it for me.
Okay.
This is a very hard question to answer. I will start with that because in my life, I strive to be optimistic, and I've come to the realization that being here in Thailand has helped with that because you get to see what you're optimistic about. However, if I talk with people back home, my friends, my family, then I'm taken back to that anger, the passion, because we're having demonstrations right now in my country. So talking to people home brings it back. Talking to people here and surrounding myself with optimistic people makes me become more optimistic. So it's not yet there, but we are getting there. Yes.
Wow.
Okay. I thought it would have been a yes or no thing, but I now realize we have to give justification. Because I'm hopeful, I will say I operate with positive mentality. Everyone faces challenge. Even in our own line of job, you attend some functions and you introduce yourself as a diplomat for some kind of country we come from. Even fellow diplomats will relocate their seats. But we dress up and go the next day. Okay, our weekends I wash all my clothes and iron them. And I sleep and I hope to wake up and use those clothes. That's hope. And that means I have hope that I'm expecting better. It's rainy season. When I'm going out, I make sure I have an umbrella somewhere. That's hope that, though it might get negative by the weather, but let me also arm myself with this. That's hope and that's positive. That's the mentality. Just today, as if we know what the class was going to be, we're telling ourselves where we came from 10 years and 5 years ago. Just three of us. Like all of us here 10 years ago, if they give you full booklet, not one sheet, not just a piece of paper, full booklet to write where you think you're going to be in 10 years, like from 10 years ago to now, you might not write Thailand. But here we are today. Okay, I'm putting 10 years now with Prof. Maybe Prof's own 30 years ago in his village. If they ask him, tell us where you want to be 25 years later, you might not have written Thailand. So, but as religious people, I'm a Christian, so we always hope for the better. So I was telling them, yes, it's good to hope, it's good to wish, but destinies have been apportioned. But the good thing there is that while we plan our life, which bring in the positivism that leads us to the abundant mentality, we always hope for the best, hoping that there's someone somewhere who will always give us the other part that is even better than what we are thinking about or what we are planning towards. So I am here today. 5 years to come. If you ask me to picture, I might have some pictures in my mind, which is positive. So there, by providence, I might be in a better place 5 years to come. And then by my kind of religion, I will not wish myself bad. I will always wish to get better. And that's for me abundance, because I know by God's grace, we are all here for the better. If we are not hopeful, we will not be doing this course. All of us here already have degrees. Why don't you just go and chill? We can speak English to an extent. But because we have abundance mentality that something might come up tomorrow, we are adding this one to our paper. Because we know that, oh, there is something else I need to achieve in Thailand, and then I need school visa. So that abundant mentality that you are expecting up there, you have to come to this place, get that coverage, and do it. So I will stop here. And my mentality is abundant mentality, and I hope for abundance. Thank you very much.
Again, do you want to say anything? Or do I?
Before we go to the you talk too much, I'll moderate you.
Imangozi, what do you have for us about this topic?
I think I have don't have much to say. I have two things to say.
Okay.
The first point, which contribution and your own point of view. Let me start by abundant and scarcity mentality. I think we all know what is scarcity and abundance. So, I think the issue of scarcity has to do with maybe from the environment or the family where you come from. If you are from a family that only depend on someone before they feed, I think their children also will develop that feeling that they must depend on maybe their brother is in abroad or someone who is struggling inside them before they feed. So also there are also family that believe they don't need you or they don't need your help before they feed. They must go to the streets. They must work hard and make their own money and feed themselves. Even if you are offering them for free, they will say, no, we can achieve that with our own energy. So this relates, and to see or to know someone who have the mentality of scarcity and abundance. Let's use, for example, in our place, maybe you might say, okay, I have 100,000 to share 100 people. Then you called 100 people together and said, okay, be in a line. This 100,000 is for you. There are many people who will try to rush and even push others just to be in the first position because they think that this 100,000 will not be enough for 100 people. And also there are people who will stay and say, okay, let them fight and kill themselves. Then I will be at the back. I know that they have 100,000 and which is for 1,000. And at the end, the 1,000 will still come to me. They are okay. They know that it's abundant, that it's we come to them. So that is part of it. And relating it to my own side, whether I'm abundant or scarcity, I think right from time, I never depend on anybody to survive. Even many people, even my parents, they help me, but I never for once wake up and tell them, please, I want to do this, help me, or I depend on them. I always depend on myself. Right from I started, when I finished in fact, I started my electrical work when I was in primary school. My father saw the zeal on me that I always play with electric. When I was small, I do use wire, put inside the electric socket. The wire will shock me and I remove my hand. When I was small, I do use screwdriver, lose our TV, our radio, and don't know how to fix it again. My father will flog me, and after everything, he said, oh, maybe this is his career. So after my secondary school, I went directly to learn how to do electrical wiring. I'm still looking for admission at Nekede, where I also got the admission immediately, electrical engineering. And still with that, I still come back to continue my electrical distance, practicing, apprentice. So I never depend on anyone or my parents because, they were then. My mother was the chairman of the local government then. My oga was telling, your father or your parents are so this, they are this number one in the local government. Why are you here killing yourself? I told them, I'm okay with this one I'm doing. Then if they check my brothers, all of them were so busy enjoying the politics money, enjoying calling honorable, honorable. And I told them that I want to study, don't give me money, I can hustle myself, but just make me to do what? Just support my educational destiny, which in my family, I'm the first person to become a graduate.
Wow.
Not only, we are 9 in numbers. We are 9 in number, but I'm only person to become a graduate and also someone who have a handwork. Not because the opportunity was given only me, but all my siblings, they had such opportunity. Even my elder brother have many opportunities more than me. He was opportune to meet the governor, tell the governor, I need 1 million today. The governor will give him 2 million. But the 2 million will not last more than 2 days. But I never for once meet governor and say, Governor, please give me money. Never.
Okay.
But the little one I have, I do manage it. So on this, I believe on myself that whatever I have, I don't rush. But I know that I must get this or it will surely come to me. So all I have to do is to do what? Be diligent on what I'm doing. Know what I'm going. If I'm in relationship with you, I know the type of relationship I have with you. Do not attach it with money. Just attach it with something that will bring educative and also something that will empower other people. So in my own point of view, I think I'm abundantly
The abundance
mentality. So thank you
Okay.
for your, thank you.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. Emmanuel Obi, please, can you help me? Do you think I am abundance mentality or scarcity mentality? With having known me as your teacher or whichever way you have known me. Am I abundance or scarcity?
Actually, I may not know your
No. Just what do you think? Am I about this? Is about me. Impression. It might be wrong. It might be right. But anyway, I want to know.
in some situation.
Okay, so
In some situation you develop abundant. In some situation you develop.
okay, wonderful. Stephen, do you think I'm abundance or scarcity?
Stay abundant.
Abundance.
Stay.
Smith. Huh?
Stay abundant.
Okay. Smith, do you think? Okay, Seppi, do you think I'm abundance or scarcity?
So observing in every class, I think you are abundance dominant.
Okay, dominant, not just abundance. Okay, Smith, do you think I'm abundance or scarcity?
You are abundant.
Abundance. Okay. Afghanistan, do you think I'm abundance or scarcity?
Of course, like you are abundant, but your impression is not the first impression.
Wonderful. I'm abundant, but the impression I give might be a scarcity. Okay, Collins, do you think I'm abundance or scarcity?
I think you're abundant.
Abundance. Okay, Mike, do you think I'm abundance or scarcity?
I think you are abundantly abundant.
Chelsea, do you think I'm abundance or scarcity?
I think you're abundant,
Okay,
but
but
After the ball.
in heated conversations
wow.
with your fellow countrymen, you might come off as scarcity.
Are you saying he's changing? What are you trying to say? Hey, he heated this thing with his country. They come to beg him money and he said,
Dixon, do you think I'm abundance or scarcity?
yeah, I see abundance when I.
Okay. Hey, Emmanuel, summarize it. Am I abundance or scarcity?
One.
All protocol duly observed. I think you are abundant.
Okay, anyway, let me summarize this part of a section of the class. First of all, I would still like you guys to come down to the real definition of this term. Abundance mentality and scarcity mentality has nothing much to do with country. Sometimes I don't think it has anything to do with the environment. It's possible, but because we are mature people, you can still groom yourself into where you think that may make your life better. Again, in my own view, in my own opinion, I don't think scarcity mentality is something we should pray for, we should embrace. It destroys society. It destroys humanity. It destroys you as a person. It gives you depression all the time. It gives you unnecessary competition and then jealous of people or seeking negative things every time. In fact, someone that did good to you, you see badness, not goodness. So I just want you to go home with that. I'm not saying we are going home. We're just understand the summary of this segment of this particular lecture. Abundance mentality is something that we should all go for because that is society that we should be seeking for. However, as humans, sometimes because we're struggling as humans, you might find yourself sometimes, you may be in a daily event, daily activities, you may have found yourself behaved as someone with scarcity mentality in that particular scenario, in that particular scene, in that particular event. You might be in this particular class. So because we're human, we keep struggling sometimes but let us move towards abundance mentality because that is where life is. Somebody with scarcity mentality, if he's in administration, sorry. Somebody with scarcity mentality, if he's the president of a country, sorry. Somebody with a scarcity mentality is the prime minister of a country, sorry. Somebody with scarcity mentality, if he's an ambassador of a country, oh, sorry. If he's a consular, sorry. You see, if he's a lecturer, oh, sorry. The point is that we cannot embrace scarcity mentality. We should go for abundance mentality. And how do we do that? Ask yourself, where do you operate? And keep working towards that. Because blaming parents, blaming our leaders is not the issue here. It's a mentality. If you find yourself to have been groomed with that kind of scarcity mentality, which most of us may have, in terms of environment, in terms of nature and nurture, depending on where, I cannot blame that. You should take full responsibility at this stage in your life to know that this will give life to you and to know that this will be the better option so that we can be comfortable. Who is very happy all the time trying to be in trouble with anybody? Can somebody tell me? Every time you want to be in an enmity, you want to experience a hostile situation. Can anybody tell me that is the one he enjoys doing? So that is why, abundance mentality is something that but then don't forget, even when you think you are abundant, sometimes in certain situations, you find yourself as someone with scarcity mentality. And again, with scarcity mentality, that's why you don't relate with one another. That's why you cannot even have people around you. Because the main thing that this person, no matter what you do to the person, it must be negative. It will turn out to be negative. However, you that may have found yourself to be somebody operating with abundance mentality, don't forget, you have to protect yourself against people with scarcity mentality. Otherwise, you mess your life up. You may be surrounded with your kids. It might be your children, who knows? They might be your friends. They might be your colleagues. Whoever they are. If you really want to move forward in life, in my own view, make sure you run away from being surrounded, you run away from people who are mostly scarcity mentality. Some of you said it here. It's all about positive mind and negative mind. It's all about positive vibe and negative vibe. If you surround yourself with people who always think about negative, who always see the other side of it, and that other side of it might be negative, sorry. And the same thing might be applicable to when you see somebody defining what is peace and what is governance. So at this juncture, I would like us to go on break and come back. Okay, so we are starting off again. Welcome back from your break. So we are about to start. Emmanuel, can you sit down? Can do that after the class, please. So you're all welcome back. So Smith, so thank you for your contribution during the last section. Stephen? Yes. I hope I'm getting it. Okay, not Seppi. Okay, two of you are confusing me. And Chelsea, greetings. His Excellency, sir. Greetings. And Michael Obidika. Collins. Imangozi. Java from Afghanistan. Indonesian. Seppi. Professor Emmanuel Obi. I don't know why you always like to stay alone there. Okay, so we have to start from where we stopped. At this juncture, let us connect the class with what we have debated over. So keys to effective human relations. I just felt like we need to look at this key before, look at scarcity mentality and abundance mentality before we look at this key. Developing good people skills. Keys to effective human relations. Don't forget that these topics are peace and governance. We have not even entered into academic aspect of it. And I believe very soon we'll round up all these other, all that I've been doing now is introductory part. They are all introductory parts. You see? Introductory parts of this particular class, and I try to group them. We started with the concept of peace. After that, we talked about ethics. Then after that, we talked about personality development. And today, we are still within that personality development when we started talking about abundance mentality and scarcity mentality. I do know fairly correctly that all of you paid for this course and your intention is to come and get some knowledge. And that is why some of us, we do not fail in trying to provide the knowledge. But don't forget that I'm providing the knowledge doesn't mean myself I'm a perfect person, but then I'm standing here to give you the knowledge in terms of academic knowledge. All of you here, you know better than myself in so many ways. So, keys to effective human relations. We started with mentality. In other words, whether you like it or not, if you are dealing with someone with scarcity mentality, just know it today. Get ready to be in trouble. And how would you know when somebody is operating with a scarcity mentality? How? There's no way to know except when the person acts and how he interprets, analyzes, and then examines all that you are doing, because you may have good intention, but the person may be interpreting it differently. The same thing applies when we talk about politics as well. If you have someone as a leader, if you have someone as a commissioner or minister or whichever parastatus or whichever governmental position, even in business, and you're dealing with someone with scarcity mentality, the problem has always been there. But then let us not shift it to only governmental issues. Let's get to individuals, even among us here. All the plans, all the policies, all the procedures you may try to employ, you may try to apply in trying to assist someone, that might not give you the result you want. Okay, now, the background and objectives. Human relation deals with how people get along with other people. Some call it people relations or interpersonal relations. How people get along with other people. Are you there? Afghanistan, are you there?
Yeah.
So we cannot just go home in this call, talk about only peace and governance without getting to know all these. Peace and governance is just like, governance in every country, just like, how will I say? It's not like action itself, but the person implementing the action is very, very important, because the person determines how you perceive what is giving you. If the person is someone with scarcity mentality, that is where you end up with. Okay, now, we humans are strange. We are all alike, but we are different. We want everyone to like us, but we don't like everyone. We are mercurial. We have our ups and downs. What have you to say about this? Any comment? Human relation deals with how people get along with other people. We humans are strange. Do you agree with that? Do you agree with that?
Yes.
You are here to get a degree on peace and peace and diplomacy. So you are going to meet people, all of what. By the way, I hope you see me as one of those strange people. So you will not think that this is separate from the class. I'm also strange, and I believe you are too. So we humans are strange. We all alike, but we all are different. We want everyone to like us, but we don't like everyone. Do you like everyone? Hello? No. Emmanuel, do you like everyone? No. Emmanuel Obi?
Politically.
You like everyone in this life. Come on, be realistic a little bit. What makes you think you like everyone? Mike, please. Please, everybody, pay attention. If my class is not a class, you use your phone anyhow. Please, attention, please. Otherwise, we'll continue to stay here at 11 p.m. Okay.
As a rational being I am, I will say I like everyone because I have no
Is
reason
it possible
to
to like everyone? That's the question.
yeah, possibility is there, but the only limit in there, because I will not say that I don't like everyone. I like everyone, but
Then,
what can limit
This
me?
class is not heaven, please. We are human. Are you God to say you like everyone?
I like everyone. I have no reason to hate nobody.
We're talking about hatred now. We're talking about like.
Yeah, I like everyone.
Okay. Seppi, do you like everyone?
No, for sure. 100%.
Lawa, Jawala Lawa, do you like everyone?
It's a very difficult question.
Do you like
How
everyone?
can I answer it in a very short, but it depends. But yeah.
But do you like everyone?
Yeah, I'm human friendly. Of course, I like everyone.
You like everyone?
Yeah, but I told you then I cannot answer this question. Then I have reason. I have to explain. I better move on.
Okay. Collins, do you like everyone?
It's not possible to like everyone. At the same time, no hate.
Okay.
No, sir.
Chelsea?
No, I don't like everyone.
Smith?
Okay. I don't hate any human being.
Do you like
I
everyone?
like everyone, but
You guys like wasting our time in this class.
I like everyone, but the character.
What is the but?
That's the one I hate.
Yeah, which means you don't like everyone. If there's but. Okay.
I don't like everyone.
You don't like everyone, okay?
I don't like everyone. Simple.
Okay. So, Iman goes, do you like everyone?
No, sir. No, sir.
The point is that we have to be human in this class, for goodness sake. We humans are strange, unless if we don't understand certain concepts. Anyway, we humans are strange. We are all alike, but we are all different. Liking or not liking everyone does not necessarily mean you hate the person. But you may not like the particular action of the person. I mean, it has nothing to do with hatred, opposite of hate, because you don't like that for you hate. No, it's not in this case. Okay. We move on. Why can't we all just get along? Human relations deals with getting along better with everyone. Human relations is all about getting along better with everyone. It's not about love. It's not about liking everything everybody says, but getting along. Is this English ambiguous? Hello? Learn how to get along better with other people. The question is, how can you get along with somebody with scarcity mentality? Pardon?
The same. That's the only way.
Getting along with people doesn't necessarily mean loving people. Doesn't mean like everyone. The word there is getting along. You have seen all his nonsense or her nonsense, but yet we are human. But the problem is that most of us might spend time here, wasting all this time, spending all this time, getting all these degrees, but yet you are not prepared for those people who may like to bring you down with all these their efforts. Are you also studying that? Are you also aware that you might be in a higher position? And the only problem you have there, people who try to bring you down. Do you budget for that? Yeah. Do they prepare for that? Sure. Is this easier said than done? I know that. In the class. I feel like them. Exactly. You see, the problem is not getting the job after you must have graduated, or the problem is not developing your business, but have you prepared yourself with this kind of mentalities that might be surrounding you, might always try to, there's nothing you do that will be approved or will be an appraiser. It's all about negative aspects. Are you prepared for that too? Hello? Mike, are you using your phone in this? I think I've detected you last class. So, otherwise, you just get a paper for the sake of getting a paper and losing the entire exercise. The point is that how are you prepared for people who are just there for you to bring you down? And that's why we started this class with scarcity mentality. You may have suffered. Most of us that cried about taking jam several times and WAEC several times. Okay, now you found yourself here. The issue is that life continues. Who are you going to meet? This is my heading to 19 years in Sayam University. You will never believe what I have met in this office, in this position. And you will never, in fact, today, someone brought in someone, actually, about admission process. The first thing I did, declaration. Because when people come, they come with good intention, or maybe they're selfish intention, trying to use the office to get it. The question is, how prepared are you? Because not just to get a degree. It's not only to have a business plan, to get your business. Did you really plan about the eventualities? Hello? If you're too tired, we are not going home today. So, essence of effective human relations, 3 human relations principles, 4 requirements for effective human relations, 5 vital human relations skills, self-assessment, developing as a human resource improvement plan. Okay, now let's bring it down, one after the other. We deal with definition of human relations, a skill or ability to work effectively through and with other people. It's not about love, it's not about like, but having the skill. Hello, are you guys there? Sepi, are you here? Human relations is not about being a perfect Jesus Christ or perfect Lord Buddha or whichever religion. It's about having the skill. Having the skill might be you having the principle. Make sure in your office or wherever that you have rules and regulations that you follow. And make sure actually that you are not disobeying the rules and regulations of the person that employed you. So, it's all about skill, ability to work effectively through and with other people. Effectiveness here is about how you planned to handle it. You're a football coach, right? The question is, how did you plan to handle things that you would meet? Accident, injuries, jealousy, empty competition, that all these that are involved in footballing. Stephen, did you plan your own? What is your job right now? Co-business? Own business. Correct, but you're going to see people that will come and bring your business down. When we are talking about scarcity mentality, I'm sure you guys don't know the meaning of that word. Or maybe you know, but you still do more research about it. It's very dangerous in a society. Because that's why society is why it is. And Mike is about to sleep or what? So human relations is not about loving, it's about having the skill. In all aspects of life, we have to deal with people. Developing good people skill is vital. Now look at this statement. No matter what you do in life or how well you do it, your relationship with others is the key to your success or failure. Do you believe that? Hello, Chelsea. Any point? No matter what you do in life or how well you do it, your relationship with others is the key to your success or failure.
I agree with this point because success or failure requires people around you. For you to succeed, you need the people around you.
What about scarcity mentality people?
Now, if you surround yourself with people who don't have a scarcity mentality, your chances of success are probably higher.
Okay, wonderful. Smith, no matter what you do in life or how well you do it, your relationship with others is the key to your success or failure.
Yes. In life, failures will always be there. Number one, whether rich or poor, you have to see it.
Then do you want to buy it and keep for yourself?
No, you cannot buy it, but you got to know who you are going
How
to.
would you know? Come on. There are people that, to be frank, the people that say bad things against me in this country are people that I assisted, frankly speaking.
Yeah, that's life.
How would you know?
The people who you help will be the ones to bring you down.
Yeah.
Yes,
So that's what I'm saying. How would you, if you say, how do you know?
If I have
Sometimes
the power,
it's very difficult to know because some people who needed you because you're in a position, once they use you to get that position, they drop you and they have other people to go and use again. I mean, I just pray you guys will be into administration. I just pity our counselor here. Well, I'm sure, I guess what he may be going through, even though he's still taking it very positive.
But for me, I will sack. Just sack, and bring new people.
That's negative.
No matter what you do in life or how well you do it, your relationship with others is key to your success or failure. Mike, okay, Dixon, any contribution on this?
Okay. Let me go through it. Relationship with others is key to success. Actually, it's life generally. No human is an island. The good people can be supportive. The bad people can also be a challenge to make the good person better. Like they talk about stumbling blocks and stepping stones. Yeah. There might be some things like your best fan might be blind to, or you might not learn from your best fan, but the people with scarcity mentality will help you expand.
What if you don't have the strength to hold this? Oh, come on. You guys are taking this people's scarcity mentality very lightly.
Yeah, okay. If you don't have strength,
dangerous behaviors in society.
There is a
Do
point
you know
where
how painful it is when you spend your time to assist someone? Eventually, the person pays you back either gossip or rubbish.
Okay.
We are human.
First, that acts to what is called working experience. Yes. After learning books, all the books in the world, when you start working is when
exactly
you start gathering that which is called working experience.
The real reality.
There are things that even if you like study for 30 years before you start working, you will never learn it till you start doing that work. Then it gets to a point that there are people you can't ever get along with. Then you find a way to avoid them or shut them off, as the case may be. Then work with those you can work with. You can't kill yourself. Then what if you are what if you are not the superior? The person is your superior. What will you do? Can you sack your superior?
Actually,
please pass the mic.
Because of peace sake, I will leave the job.
Actually, every week I update my phone. There are people I block hell out of my phone.
That's the only way.
Because
sometimes
sometimes
you cannot teach old dog new trade. It can work.
So how many jobs will you change?
It depends. It's not everybody will be so cruel or bad. I will leave that job and go to another job. Maybe things might change,
And then you go there, you see angels. It's heaven.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. Okay, let me Okay, before I even started government job, I done like 3 different jobs due to scarcity, And then some I walked away, some there were retrenchment, and other we didn't just appear here today. So, but what I'm trying to say is there is no perfect working place anywhere in the world. Okay, for the 3 before here, I've worked with even Nestle, Nigerian PLC actually, back in the there's no perfect working place from all I've seen. I work with cash and carry. Next cash and carry is a shopping mall. Then I worked in a gas firm. There's no perfect place. I've seen both from your superior, your colleagues, your subordinate. I've seen no perfect place. The only thing, the way forward is work along with those you can work on and try to manage or even stay away from those you can stay away with. Then manage those you can manage. But at the end of the day, even in your own house, with your wife and children, you are still going to see negative and positive, scarcity and abundance. Thank you very much.
So I want to ask you.
Yeah.
Okay. In case you marry someone who is scarcity, so what would be your approach?
Then, okay. Now you are going beyond the pay grade of this work. I know you were quickly expecting an answer. We need to consult a man of God who is an expert in marriage counseling. That's where we'll get your answer. Thank you very much. I'm not a marriage counselor. No.
Okay, so Mike, what have you to say? What is your own point?
The tricky one is not you.
So, in my point of view, I would say that statement is actually correct. No matter what you do in life, how well you do, your relationship with others is the key to your success or failure. Because what is life without relationships? So, relationship shapes us either for good or for bad. And just like Dixon said, that you can actually learn from the negative experiences. You can learn from it and improve yourself on how to relate with people better. The problem is when it happens and you don't even learn anything from it. There is no lesson to learn. There is nothing. it happens, or you say, okay, it has happened. You just have to learn from that experience, and so that next time, if there's a next time, you would actually know how to manage the challenge better. So relationship shapes our lives, either for good or for bad.
Okay, based on my experience in Thailand, I used to teach 2 years ago. My first job was cool. Everybody used to like me. Okay, the second job, I started it 1 month, 2 months. I started to see different attitude. So it came a time they told me that we cannot afford you to continue using your laptop to teach because they don't have internet. The school told me that because in my own mind, I was like thinking maybe they don't want me here or maybe something. So they told me the first time I didn't talk. The second time they told me to use my own internet. You see? So based on that, I observed them and I had to leave because I was not feeling comfortable there anymore. Because whole school tell me they cannot provide internet. You see?
Okay, so
Okay, from my point of view, after hearing Dixon, Michael, and Smith, points of contact, I do agree with all of you. But I would say, in terms of Smith's perspective, in a workplace, not everyone will like you. People are different.
even in the family,
Even in our own families, there's one person you don't really like that much. Maybe you like them and you love them, but you don't agree in terms of what you think and your perception of things, which might be either they have a scarcity mentality or you do, or the other way around with abundant mentality. Now, when it comes to working with people, sometimes it's our ego that puts a hindrance or a barrier to see it from their own point of view. This is what I do because I work in a very, very diverse institution. There's so many nationalities, and that can cause a lot of clashing in terms of the way we think. So, what I do, I go to work, do my work, try to turn it off. Maybe it helps. I don't know if it works for other people, but that's my own way of, instead of quitting, because I cannot afford to quit. Yes, I cannot afford to quit. No, that is my own scarcity. My paying the bills cannot afford to quit.
Based on what?
Based on survival here in Thailand.
yeah.
Bills to pay. That is from my point of view. But instead of quitting, I just try to shut it off and try to just focus on what brought me there and go home. It might not work for everybody, but sometimes it's what we have to do to survive. That's what I think.
Wonderful. Okay. Any other person add anything?
On the practical aspect, on the practical aspects, using what Prof told us as a point of contact. So Prof told us that when people come to him, he gives them first to write a letter of declaration. I can bet with my money that when Prof started work here, he was not giving declaration maybe in his first year.
Yes, you are correct.
So experience with different kind of people, but the abundant mentality and the other mentalities have made him improve out of experience to improve his guard, to reinforce his guard. And now he, even while you are still thinking good, he's already building background and his defense against the future change from abundance to scarcity. I rest my case.
That is perfectly put. It's very easy to say so many good things in the classroom. Oh my God. When you get into the workplace, someone that came to you now, kneeling down, begging you, and saying so many things and believing that you are the God that he sees. Immediately, for example, if it has to do with visa, immediately, for example, he gets that particular visa, you see a different person altogether and begin to even question certain procedures that he had followed or whatever. So sometimes I think it's very easy for us to say so many good things in the classroom, but I bet you, just prepare yourself, because it's easy as a student to express your theoretical ideologies. But then, when it has to do with action, it's better you get yourself ready. Don't even either or. There's nothing like either or. And that is why, as we are students of peace studies and diplomacy, to have a degree in this particular program suggests that you should be able to have have certain ways you could be able to curtail, sustain, and then contain conflicts when they come, whether in your workplace or anywhere. Remember what Professor Emmanuel Obi said, evangelism, about this program. Okay, let's proceed.
Okay. Okay, I want to add concerning Prof. When I first came to see him, most of the guys told me, "Oh, you can enroll, then you don't pay school fees, you'll be going to school, until you pay it back." Okay, so it came a time many students were owing and they didn't pay. So, and the pressure was on Prof. So Prof came up with strategies. Like the school said, if anybody that doesn't pay his or her school fee, they won't enroll. So at that time, it was just after the COVID, things were not okay. So and even when I filed by saying he would travel from Thailand, and still up to now, I think most of them have not paid.
They just, I hope you guys understand what he said.
You see, so most of them have not paid. Some of them they
There are
left.
some students, even in this our school,
Yeah.
because of the package I was using, trying to make sure that everybody is having it okay. At the end of the day, some students owing ran away, and they never paid. Some of them even went to UK, or someone is in Canada owing 180,000 baht in this MAPD program.
Yeah.
In fact, MAPD program, they are much because we needed more students, and then I used my authority and position to allow students keep registering. Eventually, they got registered, and eventually they quickly got this student certification, and this certain processes they did. As I'm telling you today, in this year program, is on my head almost about 700,000 to 800,000 baht.
Yes.
For these students that ran away, that never paid their school fees, and I'm still battling with it today. But that is just part of the things we learn in a human society. And then sometimes it gives me impression of this statement they say, cross the bridge and break it. How do they call it? Once you cross the bridge, then you destroy it or break it. I don't know. Destroy it. The character, it could be. Yeah. Even among you here, that is not even perfect. It's just that the difference between your own is that you are active and I'm still believing, because I'm not giving up. If I've given up, most of you will not be here too, because all of you have not paid, right? Just like what Dixon said, we keep on doing what we can. But the point is that get yourself prepared, have something to show. Because the person that acted in this way, with this scarcity mentality, in my own view, will go in another places or person, change the story, and will not even present things the way it is. In fact, before you, he will still say, "Oh, Prof, you are my hope, you are my God," blah, blah, blah. But then he goes back, goes at the back and says different things altogether. And that's what we are suffering in a society. And that's why when we make laws and make regulations and make policies, as if it's for anybody, it's not for anybody. So, look at it, no matter what you do in life or how well you do it, your relationship with others is the key to your success or failure. Of course, I cannot say that I'm a saint, but I still know fairly correct that most of you are very good people as well. And we cannot give up because of activities of few people. Okay, where do we stop? Collins, I think is a turn for Collins.
Yeah.
Collins, any comment about this?
For one to succeed, it depends on your relationship with people.
Which kind of people? Which kind of people?
Both your boss, people around you, also as a human being, challenges must come with it. In the sense that it's not everybody that must like you. In as much as you are trying to have that abundant mentality. Because your relationship with people determines how far you will go. Because if you are not relating with people very well, it will affect someone's success story. So I think success story of any human being or someone depends on how he or she relates with people.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Granted, but we have to be cautious too, because it depends on people. Because if you are surrounded with people with scarcity mentality, believe you me, you're heading nowhere in life. If you're not strong, sorry for you. Very, very dangerous thing in life, frankly speaking. Okay, next. Summarize.
The question?
No matter what you do in life or how well you do it, your relationship with others is the key to your success.
It depends also on the success. I will break it to two parts. One is like success for everyone is different. Everyone looks success from different aspects.
But the success here is a job. When you are in a job, you stay with your job, getting promoted. That is the success in question here.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Okay. Sapi.
Yeah, I think for the first line, it's not only human relation skill, but also the networking skills also needed.
Okay.
Because we have to find out, we have to meet with someone new relations, yeah, to build the human relations through the networking base.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and I'm agree with the last part. Like no matter what you do in life and how well you do it, your relationship with others is the key of your success in Thailand. It's like a reflecting of my life here. That I'm living in Thailand. It's because I close with my former boss, and yeah,
You're close with your former boss?
yeah, with my former boss. So she's the owner. She's the owner of the companies in Jakarta. I'm a nothing. I'm coming from the poor family, but I know her. So she's the owner of the business. Then when I
So she
approached,
took you to Bangkok?
so when I approached her, because I was resigned from my previous job, and she said, "You wanna choose? Okay, you can choose. You wanna go to USA or Thailand?" And I said, "Let me thinking that I go to Thailand." It's because of it's a privilege for me. It's because of my relationship with her. Then she helped me a lot, and I'm here studying same university.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, Emmanuel. Excuse me. Emmanuel Obi, any comment about this statement?
Sir, please can you repeat?
You say, no matter what you do in life or how well you do it, your relationship with others is the key to your success or failure. It appears he's talking to scarcity mentality people actually, because abundance mentality people will always relate with people and always remember there is opportunity whenever you deal with people. Okay.
Your relationship determines the success. In my own opinion, relationship takes time because
a relationship in this context is a human relation. Not
Yeah.
relationship in terms of love affairs.
Yeah,
and
I
stuff like that.
know, I know. Because when you're dealing with a human being, because of dynamism in human being, you have to be patient first, and you have to be emotionally intelligent. How to handle people's feeling, how to recognize. Will I say how to study the being that this person this person's emotion has something up there. There are things that caused this emotion. If you were able to find out the weakness or the loophole of this person, you can be able to handle his feelings. But where there is a mistake is when your inability to study the life of this individual,
Yeah, but you should not be
absolutely.
excused. The point here, no matter what you do in life or how
Yeah.
well you do it,
Yeah.
your relationship with others is the key to your success or failure. Meaning that you're also understanding the weakness of the person. That is the point here too. I'm
Okay.
not all about you.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Now, having understood the weakness of the individual you're dealing with, you have to devise a means in order for you to handle this person, because you have to be careful. In respect,
you shouldn't be careful all the rest of your life. The most important thing is to be open with life. There's nothing like being careful.
No, because
otherwise you will not live this life.
why opening your life, there is a challenge that will come across you, and if you're not
I'm
careful
talking
to
about
handle
being open to life, not necessarily opening your life. But then you can't be too careful every time, all the time. That is also dangerous.
But application of carefulness and diplomacy over the studying of being matters a lot, because if you don't use intelligent or tactical to study this being and know that the emotions.
What do you mean by being? Now you're talking animal or you're talking to... That's what I want to know.
I mean human being.
About buffalo, are you talking about what? I mean, because
I've already
we are
classified
creating a
it.
different scenario as if the world is there and we are here.
No, I've already classified the being I meant of. I've already said human being before I started using the being.
Yeah, but your expressions and your analysis are giving different premise.
I'm not giving different premise, because if you come to human relation, if you're not patient, you cannot be able to learn this person.
No,
first.
I'm not arguing against that, but I just want you to answer the question. Have you finished? Because I want you to answer the question, and then we are running over. Okay, now let's move on, because we need to go home too. Human relations is about how to get along more effectively and instinctively. Human relations is about how you are dealing with me, and you have heard that I'm a very difficult person. How then, I'm just giving an example, how would you adjust yourself to deal with this man? That is the human relation we are talking about here. How? Because probably you needed the person for one thing or the other. Because if you don't deal with the person, him or her, if you don't deal with the person very well, if you don't handle the person very well, a lot of things will go back to you. How? So human relation is about how. Of course, some people, they pretend a lot. They say, they will just flatter you. They will just say good things, even though they don't mean it. Maybe that is their own how. But the point for you to understand is, human relation is about how to get along more effective and instinctively. It's about being a nicer or more approachable person. It's about being sensitive to others, first and always. Remember this. Now, this is another challenging quotation. People will forget what you said. They will forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. What have you to say? People will forget what you said. They will forget what you did, though, no matter how you did it, even if you killed yourself to get them across. But they will never forget how you made them feel. Reactions. Remember scarcity mentality. No matter how... Okay, so Emmanuel Obi, over to you. Look at this next challenging question and save us the time, please.
What is the question?
Say, what's the question? Oh, you don't even know the question?
No, I don't get it.
Look at the quotation. People will forget what you said. You better go and buy eyeglass. What do you call it? Eyeglass or whatever. Please do. People will forget what you said. They will forget what you did. But they will never forget how you made them feel. Any comment?
People will forget
what you said.
What you said.
And they will forget what you did. But they will never forget how you made them feel.
The saying and did aspect of it, is it the positive or negative? Let me know.
Just follow the statement and answer whichever one you want. People will forget what you said, and they will forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel.
When we come to the behavior,
How many minutes will you take you to answer it, sir?
I can't actually give a statistics of how many minutes it does take, because
Okay, go on.
it's a sensitive question.
Okay, go
on. People will forget what
you said.
say,
And they will forget what you did. But they will never forget how you made them feel.
Now, dealing with human behavior, if I apply a behavioral theory.
Which theory? Every time theory.
You know, this is the field I granted myself. So you don't expect me to answer a specific question, which will help me.
No, I understand. I support you with that. Which theory?
Theory.
Okay.
Let me just.
He's using behavioral theory now. Okay. Because behavioral theory will take us almost 2 semesters before we land.
Let me shut it down. Let me know use behavioral theory. Okay, within the context of this statement, the behavior of human being is far different from what we human being itself is thinking that it is or it might be. Why do I say this?
Are you answering this question or?
No, I'm trying to draw a premise that we have.
Oh, you haven't even started.
How can I answer? How can I just be inside this statement that is so sensitive?
Okay, no problem. Maybe we're leaving by 11 p.m. Because I need to finish my slide. No, you have not answered. You have not said anything as usual. No, you have not. You want to use behavioral theory. Okay, let's listen to behavioral theory. Behavioral theorist. Okay, continue.
Can I go close? I want to say.
Say, people will forget. People will forget. Oh, you are even forgetting the quotation.
The instruction.
People will forget. People will forget what you said. They will forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel.
Okay, you know, normally, not everyone will appreciate whatever you do.
Correct.
And you will not use because this person do not appreciate what I did and stop doing the good. Because you may be benefiting from what you did to the person. Let me add the religious aspect. Not when you do something, when you do good to people, there is a reward. If not by God, it may be by nature. Because the hand that do good will always receive a good reward. despite despite the perception of the person that he has done that to. What people think about you never determines who you are, but what you yourself think about yourself
Why
determines
should
who you
people,
are.
what people will not determine
Now,
what you are?
why do I say this?
People, including
When
your parents and including your boss, and then you need to work, you need to maintain your job, you need to help your family. In fact, immigration can decide to stop you out of this country, and then you find yourself in a very dangerous spot. So, what are you talking about?
I said,
I heard what you said.
what people think, what people think about you, who you are, may not be what is not what you yourself think that you are.
And who cares?
Now, why do I say this? The reason is very simple.
We're going
when you are doing good to someone, the person may be understanding it in another dimension, which will give a wrong interpretation of what you did to the person.
Yeah,
And
if he has
you
a
don't know,
scarcity mentality, it's up to him. I don't care about that.
yeah, of course, because you already
Then
know that
answer the question
you are
now.
doing good to the person. What again do you want me to say?
Okay, but thank you very much. Thank you very much for your contribution. Okay. Okay, have you? Oh, you have not finished. I thought you are finished.
But no problem. Next
I thought you are done.
No, because.
Okay, give me microphone. Okay, summarize. Okay, okay, continue. Sapi, what have you to say about that statement?
I'm a bit disagree. A bit disagree. People will forget what you said. I think no. I still remember like how my ex boyfriend said he loved me. Up to now, I still remember it. And they will forget what you did. Not really. I think if you face some kind of actions, I'll never forget it. You know, I still remember.
So you never forget your love affairs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is your S, not even present. Okay, wonderful. That is great. Okay.
So I'm looking at this statement from long, and I'm just thinking many things like this two sentence, but it brings a lot of clashes. Okay, they will never forget how you made them feel, but this feel can be come from the saying or from the did, can be from both. But it could be good also, could be bad, depends on the person how you made them feel.
Okay, wonderful. Collins, before you sleep.
Sometimes we are misinterpreted, even when you say something.
Yes.
For example.
But don't forget, this class is challenging you to be very strong.
Yes.
If you want somebody misinterpret whatever he wants to misinterpret, or want to interpret whatever he wants to interpret, make sure you are strong.
Okay.
That goes back to Manuel Obi's behavioral theory.
So relating to this question, like for example, when I was back then in Nigeria, I was working with someone. There was something that happened. I made a mistake about something. So the way he related it, I got so angry because he was like telling me that even this little thing, I cannot do it. So I got upset. Though he was my boss, I told him other things that I used to do, even I know that I've done some things that are good. You don't talk about them, but this little mistake I've done, you are trying to generalize it like I don't even know anything because of the way he, so I felt really bad about it. So relating to this question,
people will forget what you said.
Sometimes when you do good to people, they will not they take it like, yeah, this is what you're supposed
or
to
maybe
do.
entitlement.
Yes,
Entitlement
this is what you are
mentality.
supposed to do. But when they hurt you,
I personally, I know I'm not a good person.
when they
but
hurt
someone was telling me
it is something that you can never.
Somebody told me that I'm a very bad person, but the problem that he has encountered is that he moved around Bangkok, and found out there's no one is better than me. But it doesn't mean I'm better.
Yeah. So
according to this person, in other words, I'm a very bad guy, but he has not seen someone better than me in this scenario. So I understand what they're saying is possible in that context as well. But the point is that cook your personality and person and be very strong. The world will always talk and people will always talk. But the most important thing, make sure that your personality is not moving toward negative side. You just do your best. After all, sometimes you do things that are very good with good intention, but badly executed. It's not that you have a bad intention. You have exhausted what you had, but badly executed. That's one of the things that sometimes we tend to think, we're not sent. I am not sent.
Yeah.
I will be very happy and angry. I'll be very angry with somebody who tried to equate me with Jesus Christ. No. Why should you do that? Okay, next.
Well, for me, in my opinion of this statement, I would say the statement is kind of a reminder to us about our interactions with people, that it is always rooted in emotional awareness. That we should be aware that our interaction is with people, that people are very emotional. You understand? And no matter what we do for people, sometimes they may not remember what you've done for them, but the emotion you evoke in them leaves a lasting impression on them.
Exactly.
So
Somebody like me, I'm very weak here because I know I have bad mouth. I know sometimes I don't know how to handle people. I may handle them wrongly, even though I've done so many good things, but I will spoil it within the way I may have talked to the person. So that's very nicely grasped.
yeah, so you should have emotional awareness while dealing with people.
Why dealing with, are you guys getting the point? Because you might be good in whichever, then they will forget what you said, they will forget what you did, even whether it's good, the best thing, but then maybe there's a way you made them feel in certain stage, in certain life, in certain level. You see? At the same time, we should be aware of what he said. We are human beings with emotion. Okay.
Okay, I think in a nutshell, this is just trying to say human being is an emotional being too. Human being operates with emotion. Like out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. That whatever we say, whatever we do, it's already a reflection of what's in the heart. And that whatever is reflecting from your heart that you're saying or doing towards the next person is also going to have an imprint in the person's emotion. And then I know there's no time. So if not, I also have a story. I have this my senior friend. So he was sacked from his place of work, and because he was set up by his boss, they didn't like him. And while he was leaving, they gave him all sorts of names, including incompetent and the rest. Then he left, and for 2 years there was no job. But there was one staff in the place of work. This is his story, according to him, that after every month that he was not paid for 2 years, will always sacrifice his own 5,000. This is he was telling me this between 2017 to 2019. 5,000. And he said he didn't know the man till they came to Abuja. So to cut the long story short, he got a job in my office too. So, and he was posted. And unfortunately, that same good man that was helping him then, where he built a house, FCT authority came to demolish the house.
Woo!
And then nobody could help him. Then he reached out to this senior friend who just came back from post, and he was supposed to use some of the change he came back with to start off something. But That day, he said I should accompany him to the bank. He made the transfer to this man. Then when I was asking, oh, was he going to use it for something? He said no, that the man deserves every help he's going to get. Then he told me this story. Now he has to move his own like about 6 to 7 million to help him complete one uncompleted building the man gets so that he will move his family. Now, what he felt, he said he felt rejected. He felt like dying. He had mouth to feed, but there was only one hope for him to get 5,000 naira every month that there was no job. And then that feeling stayed in his heart till he got the chance and to pay. And he said that feeling of hope of 5,000 at the end of the month, even while he was not working, kept him going. So he didn't forget it. And that made him like when the man had need, he came up and he was able to even sacrifice his own to give. So this is just the sharing of whatever he made him feel then when he was in need was able to also make him out of his own feeling to now sacrifice back. Thank you.
Okay, Chelsea, round it up.
I think, sorry, people will forget what you said, they will forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. I don't necessarily agree with all of it. However, I think the quote, what Maya Angelou is trying to say is, whatever you do to a person, whatever emotion you evoke in the person is what they will never forget, in summary. Because I think it depends on the people. Some people, words cut them deeper. Some people, it's actions. And other people, it's how you make them feel. So knowing that and knowing that we're very different humans, speaking for myself, all three of those affect me very much. Yes.
Okay.
That's what I will say. But I get what she's trying to
Okay,
say.
Smith, do you have anything to say? Let's round up. Let's round up.
So yeah, because
Just some, just a second.
yeah, I just want to add, in my own view, human beings, they are hard to be certified. Number one, our eyesight is only for today, what we see today, and based on the Bible, Jesus did a lot of miracles, but only one angle got his downfall. When he saw the people selling in the temple, using the temple to be playing gamble, he got angry. That was a downfall. People forgot what he did. They said this. Everybody they say, crucify him, crucify him. You see, so I think it's just normal, for their humor.
Okay, wonderful. Stephen, do you have anything?
No.
Okay. Okay, now we move on. Let's round up.
This angle is new.
So you guys are wonderful. So now, 3 human relations principles, 4 human relations requirement, 5 human relations skills. And what are the 3 principles? Become a friendlier person, become more approachable person, become a leader. Are you there? Become a friendlier person, become more approachable, and become a leader. Those are 3 principles of effective human relations. Then again, don't forget, exam this time around is not 10 paper, it's written in the classroom because AI is everywhere. No. In this class, you have to give you paper to write by yourself. Like, for example, I may ask you, what are 3 principles of effective human relations in peace and governance? No open book. No, I will give it to you. So don't worry about that. So 3 principles of effective human relations. What are they? Number 1, friendly person. Number 2, approachable. Number 3, leader. Leader means being in charge. Principle. Okay, now, what is becoming a friendlier person? Don't criticize all the time. Don't condemn all the time. Don't complain all the time. Give honest and sincere appreciation. Create a desire in another person to relate with you. Be genuinely interested in other people. My brother and sister, smile. Be happy. That's what it means to be a friendly person. Not every time there's a fault, scarcity mentality. Every time there's a condemn, you have to find something to condemn. Every time complain. Okay, now the second part of it, become more approachable. Project a welcoming, friendly posture. Don't look busy or preoccupied. Avoid confrontations and arguments. Be respectful of other person's state of mind and opinions. Find diplomatic ways to deal with different opinions. Admit your mistakes. Maintain a positive attitude to life. That's what it means to be more approachable. Becoming a leader, emulate the qualities of effective leaders. Leaders instinctively focus on others. Leaders create a positive environment. Leaders are naturally open, honest, and friendly. Leaders are accommodating. Leaders work well with other people. Is that okay? Do you still remember 3 principles? Number 1, friendly person, approachable person, become a leader. Okay, now we move on. We have 4 human relations requirements. The other one is principle. This one, requirement. Okay, now 4 requirements are the foundation to effective human relations. Number 1 is what? Good communication. Number 2, empathy. Number 3, manage stress. Number 4, resolve conflicts. Now we go deeper. What is good communication? Learn to communicate more effectively. Speak clearly and concisely. Listen and wait for a response. Let others express their point of view openly. Make them feel comfortable. That's what it means to have a good communication. Then empathy. Understand the feelings of the other person, whether it's a leader, whether it's a lecturer, whether it's a student, whoever it is, understand his feelings. Put yourself on their shoes. Do not say because you're a student, you expect more from a lecturer, you expect more from a leader. Now, because you're in the position of a student, come on. Put yourself on his shoes. Show us a sincere and genuine interest in the other person. Be compassionate, understanding, have a helpful and caring disposition. Are you there? That is empathy. The next one is manage stress. A body is a pressure vessel. When steam builds up, explodes, and takes out people around you, jeopardizes relationships, put people on edge, implode and damage yourself. High blood pressure are there waiting for you. Nervousness, tension. Learn to relieve pressure before it builds up. Avoid or prepare for potentially stressful things. Managing stress. No matter what, sometimes I lock my door. You yourself, you know how to manage your stress better. Maybe when you go on a gym, or sometimes you read books, or sometimes you do other things that help you to manage stress, so that you not put it on another person or on the society or in the classroom. And don't ever bring it to me because I will smash it. Don't ever. Don't ever. This was not a question of professor. Oh no, the professor yourself there. Handle your stress. Don't bring it to me because I have my own. And my own might be more than yours. Resolve conflict. Avoid conflict if possible. Avoid confrontation. Avoid combative and confrontational tone. Be diplomatic about disagreements. Learn to apologize. Selectively choose your battle. Lose the battle to win a war. Compromise over minor problem. Assert yourself on a matter of principle. Don't let the sun go down on a conflict. That is when I must have tried my best on my own. If you are a person of a scarcity mentality and you want to carry your wahala come my way, I beg, we'll go hustle them. Anyway, that's not the best way. The best way is that what they are telling us here, resolve conflicts. So, can you tell me 4 human relations requirements? Do you still remember them? Good communication, empathy, manage stress, resolve conflict. Do you still remember 3 principles? Number 1, friendly person, approachable, be a leader. Okay, next week will be exam.
Next week.
Even if we don't have that class next week, how about the other week? 5 vital human skills. 5 vital human skills. Look at them. People have names. Use them. Everyone wants to be heard. Listen. Make everyone feel good. Don't act when upset or angry. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's take a look at each skill. Thank you. Thank you means just be appreciative. Be appreciative for once, for goodness sake. Quit quitting. Quit complaining all the time. Quit looking for faults. Scarcity mentality is a danger in any society, in any human friendship, in any human relationship. Scarcity mentality. And I bet you, whenever you deal with anybody that has dominantly abundance mentality, I bet you will be happy. I bet you will be in a state of happiness. The problem we have in a society, because surrounding yourself or even in your workplace or whatever, people with scarcity mentality. Of course, scarcity mentality might go the way Emmanuel Obi presented it and Collins. It might come from a governmental whatever. Come on, that is actually correct. But then, being a mature person, are you going to sleep there? Are you going to just marry that kind of a situation without coming up? At what point do we stop blaming this blame game? Because once you form yourself with that, sorry, it doesn't go. It stays there. And you pass it over to your children. And your children will pass it over to their own children. That is why we are working towards abundant mentality. Okay, 5 vital human skills. Remember, number 1, use people's name. People have name, use it. Number 2, listen. Number 3, feel good. Number 4, okay, number 5, thank you, thank you, thank you. Then what do you mean by people have name? Use them. Use a positive name whenever you can. Repeat a person's name when you meet them. Then again, in the first minutes of your conversation, start conversation with person's name. The sweetest sound in any language is the sound of one's name. Just like calling me Ima Ezabo. Once you call me Ima Ezabo, Ezabo is my mother's name. I bet you my mood changes. Yeah, Ima Ezabo. Ima Ezabo. Because that's my mother's name. And my mother is a woman that I consider to be my God for today. Because not when she was alive, but because we were fighting. We were disagreeing. But as soon as she's gone, I got to know a lot of things that this woman, oh shit, this woman is something, but I wish she would come back. So, but the point is that who I am today, she's the one. So use the names, person's name whenever you can. Repeat a person's name when you meet them. Then again in the first minutes of the conversation, start conversation with person's name. The sweetest sound in any language is the sound of one's name. My own is Ima Ezabo. Then the second point, everyone wants to be heard. Listen. Become a listener, not a talker. Why don't we listen better? Preoccupation with what we want to say. We are better at talking than listening. When was the last time you listened to someone intently without thinking about a response? Hello? The third one, make everyone feel good. Thank everyone for a accomplishment in the front of others. Don't praise me only at my front. Praise me in front of others where I'm not even there. Thank someone for an accomplishment in front of others. Let me hear that this person said this. Let the person hear that I said this good thing about you. It is not only when we stay together. You don't need to think too much because there's many people with scarcity mentality. Before you, they say so many good things about you, but you have never heard any of their friends repeating what they told their friends about you positively. Do you notice that? So it's very important you praise someone even where he was not where he was not available. He or she. Refer someone because of the skills. I'm not talented in this area. I'll just go and meet that person. Go and meet Smith. Smith knows this better than myself. Give credit for good ideas or actions. Something that I did, please give me the credit. Something that you did, I should be able to give you credit. Give compliment. Nice hairstyle, like dress shirt or tie, you are really good at. Make people smile by smiling. These are very simple things. Government will not do it for you. If you're Nigerian, Tinubu will not do it for you. Tinubu will not do it for you. You are the one that is expected to make everyone feel good around you. So that you get this kind of good spirit, positive spirit, so that if you get married, you transfer it to your children and society will be better. Otherwise, stay there. Continue waiting for the state government. Don't act when upset. Of course, this is for all of us. Learn to walk away or remain quiet when you or the other person is angry. Don't engage people when they are preoccupied. Be sensitive to feelings and emotions. Never criticize someone in front of others. Forget about getting revenge. These are simple things you give in a society. You make society feel. You share it in this class. Do not claim what belongs to another person. Appreciate one another. Right here in this class, in this classroom. Do not wait for government of Myanmar to do that, or government of Indonesia to do that, or government of Afghanistan to do that, or Liberian government to do that, or Kenyan government to do that. Of course, I don't need to repeat for Nigeria. Every classroom, if they find their way, they will bring down Nigerian government overnight. And yet, these people saying this, including myself, can we relate even here? Can you just say thank you for the closest Nigerian beside you or behind you? You can't see that. Scarcity mentality is the danger. It's not something to be emulated, please. Look at this one. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just thank someone for something good he did for you. Does that need Tinubu? Does it need military in Myanmar? The protests in Kenya, does it mean that to say thank you? And that is what I've suffered, as Smith said. You rarely see people that can say thank you. Even somebody who has not paid his school fees cannot even tell people that he has not paid his school fees. They are looking for the bad ones or the way to calculate, or some people will say, I paid, I've not gotten receipt. Go to my office, you see a lot of receipts that can't even come and pick it. And somebody that I've been assisting to help to package himself. At the end of the day, during the graduation ceremony, I'm going to graduate. He wants something immediately today. And then he was being assisted throughout the time of his studies. Common thank you, he will not. And tomorrow you expect the same person will be accusing Nigerian government. But you're being in this institution, you rarely pay your school fees, you were assisted, you were fit, even packaged all along. In fact, when you want to go to immigration, another student school fees was actually being used for you to avoid problem. And yet you can still see people of this kind of scarcity mentality. If you see where they are treating other people, you cannot believe it. I bet you, brothers and sisters, prepare yourself not just to get a degree, but the kind of challenges you might see in your place of work. Because it's not a question of being in the classroom sounding so wonderful. The real life is there at your office. The real personalities are there waiting for you, not these classroom personalities. Thank you regularly and routinely, especially those who tend to take you for granted. Challenge yourself to find creative and memorable way to say thank you. Thank you for being my friend. Thank you for putting up with me. That is 5 vital human skills. Hello? So, and that is where we end it for today.
Thank you, sir.
So, can you summarize the 3 principles? 3 principles. Do you still remember it? A friendly person, approachable person, become a leader. Okay, now, do you still remember 4 human relations requirements? Good communication, empathy, relieve stress, resolve conflict. Do you still remember 5 vital human relation skills? Use them. Is actually there for you. Look at it. Look at it on the board. Ah. These are simple things that are very, 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 very important in human society. So the summary is there, and then remember that we try to connect all this to peace and governance. So, and don't forget what I said, that we are still in the process of introductory part of peace and governance. Do not forget, we are still in the human relational aspect. And then, believe it or not, we have not even entered academic, because we're going to look into philosophers, what do they consider peace to be and governance to be. We also we are going to look into some politicians as well, and then political philosophers as well, like Machiavelli, Aristotle, Hegel, Plato, and Socrates, and many of them. How do they even relate all these things we are we are talking about today? Do not forget also, you have to, very soon now, my own time will be off, then it is your own time to come and do your presentation. And then get ready that during your presentation, everybody will ask you questions just as you guys are asking, and you are supposed to answer them. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. As I see you next time, and then hopefully are we going to meet next week? Okay. 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 So, what will be our? Okay. So, are we saying we are not meeting next week?
I miss you next week.
Okay, next week, and actually next week is also midterm exam for. Hold that way.
Sunday is holiday. This Sunday? Yeah, next week.
No, but all this doesn't affect us actually. Okay, so next week. Okay, before I forget, we have not summarized the class. Sepi, no long story, just summary of what you learned in the class today.
So again, what's the question?
Summary of what you learned.
Yeah, what you learned in today's class.
What I learned
from
today's class is the skill how to improve our skill in human relation is very diverse, but remember the most important thing, just be kind, be good to yourself and also to others. It will receive another good thing from others. Thank you.
Okay, so Java, what is the summary of today's class? What are you going home with?
Human relations, the ability to work effectively with the people, like how to deal with the people, how you talk in your daily life, in your workplace, or your any that you are living your life, and how you talk, like how you deal with people in daily life.
Okay, then Collins, what are we going home with from your own perspective?
How to relate with people, and it helps. It wants success, at least to build, to have that. We are just trying to have that abundant mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Thank
you. Okay, Mike.
For me, what I learned from today's class is to always see the world from a positive perspective and to always look out for opportunities, because opportunities abound, and also to relate with people empathetically, to know that human beings have emotions. Human beings are emotional beings. Human beings are not just beings that have blood running in their veins. They are emotional beings. So we should be empathetic when we are dealing with humans. We should put ourselves in their shoes. So that is my take home.
Okay. Next. His Excellency, sir.
Okay. From mentality, we've learned that people can actually heal from scarcity to abundance mentality. We also learned that people can forget what we say and what we did, but they will not forget how we feel. So that means we should be more emotionally intelligent when dealing with people. Not to just say things because we can say it, but knowing that it goes far, a long way to affect people's mindsets, people's emotion, people's mentality too. Thank you.
Okay, so Stephen, I would like Chelsea to summarize.
Today, I know very clearly about what is the abundant mentality and the scarcity mentality, and also some of the skill what we need to improve ourselves and the surrounding people. That's all.
Okay. Okay. Today, I got to understand about abundant mentality and scarcity mentality. Yeah. In life, we have two types of people: the negative and the positive. And if you are positive, sometimes you need negative. The reason I'm saying this is that you feel you are doing something good, but it's not enough. So we also need a negative or critics, someone to criticize you so you can push up to go forward. So that's how I understand.
Wonderful. Okay, so let's listen to Emmanuel before Chelsea. What is, are you going home today? The summary. The summary of today's class.
Okay, what I'm going home today is erasing the scarcity mindset and adapting the abundant mindset. Thank you.
My happiness is that I have somebody like you in the class because you always make my class energetic. And no, I would like this Emmanuel to answer before you summarize. What are you going home with? No, 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 no. You are. I want you to summarize before her.
Should be a point of contact.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want her to. I want you to be her point of contact.
Haven't had all we learned for today.
Can you summarize? My battery is going down.
My summarization is thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Chelsea, because the battery is down and we're about to stop.
Okay. I think, in summary, what we've all learned is the differences between the scarcity mentality and the abundant mentality and how it relates to peace and governance. Also, I've learned that in as much as humans are just here and we all have emotions, they are actually tied to peace and to governance, because how you treat people and how they treat you evokes different emotions, which can lead to conflict or harmony, depending on which emotion is evoked. And human relations is important. That's all I've learned for today. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so I have to end the class by saying that.
Thank you.
By saying that tomorrow, next week, we don't have class because it's a midterm week at the same time because we have studied almost 5 hours today. Yeah, we started by 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that is 5 good hours. So it's good to make it known so that you understand why there will be no class next week, because we just took 2 weeks already today. And I would like to appreciate your presence and I appreciate your contributions, appreciate your ideas. Most importantly, I thank most of you that actually express yourself in the class. And I'm very happy that some of you are very good at that, because that's what education is all about. Education is about exposing your ignorance. From there, you learn. That is what we all learn in here. So, and I want all of you to always make up your mind that here is not actually anybody expressing himself is doing so because he's learning. He wants to learn. Nobody is expressing himself here because of anything. And this is a classroom. Please feel free as far as my class is concerned, because my area is philosophy. We ask so many questions and we examine a lot. We question a lot. We investigate a lot. And when we argue in the class, please consider it as part of my own methodology. I wouldn't like a class where students are quiet listening to me. It has never been my part of teaching in this CM University. I've never done that. My main class is people talking, sharing their ideas, because that's where the real education takes place. That's where they call it, remember, education, educare, from Latin word they call it. And say to sieve out something, presumably ignorance, from you to learn something. So when any of you in this class, in my class, is arguing, I would like you to be aware that that is my own method of teaching, and I will prefer that all the time. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you next time.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
That's just all we have for today.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
So tomorrow no class. Include tomorrow. No, next week. Include the Friday class.
What has Friday class got to do with today's class?
No class, right? On Friday. No class Friday.
Okay, so bye-bye.
Bye bye. Thank you, Prof. Friday, have class. Friday, no.
Everybody's tired. Can we?
Very nice, sir. 50 cents. Are you survived?
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, actually, this class is a class for master's degree students, and I've tried my best for us to make our class more practical, more realistic, and concrete. I try to give the student opportunity and chance to share their ideas and contributions. I also try to make sure that everybody in my class participates in my class. Actually, education is all about learning. It's all about creating an atmosphere of getting something from what you have not had before. In my own view, I know fairly correctly that we don't have it all. We come to class to learn. We come to class to share ideas from one another, and that's what we are doing here. Yes, I'm an instructor here, and I'm a facilitator in this class. It does not give me the mandate to know it all. Of course, this is a master's degree student, Master of Peace, Graduate School of Peace Studies and Diplomacy. For me, we are just facilitators, and I'm facilitating this class. But I have students that are filled with required wisdom and intelligence, so much so that I learn a lot from them. So today's class will try to talk about scarcity mentality and abundance mentality. Why do we do so? We try to make sure that we connect it alongside with peace and governance, because if you are trying to create a situation, a peaceful environment with someone with scarcity mentality, you have to be aware that you might not get the best answer. You might not even get the best result. But for you to harness it and control it, that's the most important thing. And again, abundance mentality is a mentality in which, of course, as I said in the class, giving opportunity to people around, allowing them to actually, creating a situation and accepting the fact that there are opportunities over things, and opportunities in things, and opportunities around, instead of fighting, instead of competing, instead of actually being jealous of someone because you think you don't have it. So that is how I will end the class, and I'm very happy and I'm very comfortable that I learned a lot from my students. That is the main point, and I'm happy for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.